Greyhound Watch Along is back.
Woohoo!
Hello, boys.
Good
How
evening.
are we?
Yeah,
Good
good. Yeah.
evening. Very good.
Good. I've aged since you last saw me as a result of becoming a father.
Yeah, congratulations.
Mate.
It's
Yeah.
official.
Thank you.
Oliver?
Congratulations.
Young Oliver. Yeah, he's a smashing little lad. I'll go and grab him when he wakes up.
What's your middle name again, Tom?
That would be. Hang on, let's not go for security questions now. You've asked my mother's maiden name next. Next time my entire bank account will be cleared out.
What's over there?
What are we drinking tonight, chaps?
Paul, are you even drinking tonight, actually? Because I remember the last one, you were off the ale, weren't you?
Yeah, no, I'm back on.
Squash. What you on tonight? Okay.
We're a little bit
Classic.
low. I did say to Lorraine, can you go to the fridge, please? But she's a bit slow.
Oh, is she?
She's. I think she's pretending to be a marathon performer this evening and come late and fast. But
I'm on the lager. I'm on Estrella, which is top category lager.
Classic
for
choice.
Here. And I've also got a bit of Asahi as well.
Oh,
later on, which I've done well to find it. Don't really come a lot around here, but yeah.
You'll need to pick a winner to deserve an Asahi. It's such a premium lager.
It's beyond like Estrella and stuff like that, isn't it? San Miguel's and stuff. So, yeah,
I am going open class though.
Good open class for that,
and I've got two backups as well because they're only small.
They're only small cans, aren't they? You deserve it.
They're only small. Paul Watt will be joining us, Marawati, at some point.
Very nice.
Anyone back the winner of the national?
No. Honestly, horse racing. I entered a tipping competition for Aintree and Cheltenham. There was like 30 of us entered it. Over the two like meetings, I haven't tipped up a single winner. I just don't get horse racing at all. Do not get it. I have to watch my selection run 3 miles to then pull up or 50 to 1 shot wins.
Much easier this dog lark, isn't it?
So they say. Yeah, we have good days and bad days, but yeah. But 50 to 1 winner, if you had that, then well done. Did you PL?
Nah. No, I backed I think the 3rd and the 4th actually.
We did a sweepstake as well.
A lot of fallers.
There was really early on as well, I've seen.
Yeah.
We did a family sweepstake as well. Joe organised it, and shock, I got the outsider of all outsiders. Fortunately, Joe didn't win, which was handy.
Refill. Mrs. PL on duty.
Get one of those perfect draft beer machines. They've got Draft Stella on tap.
Stella and Heineken, they do, don't they?
Got a special offer at the moment. I think the machine's only 170 quid. They were 300 odd at one point during lockdown. You get a 12-pint keg.
Okay.
Delivered to your door, fresh, really good.
Have you got one?
Yeah, I have.
Very nice.
Yeah. I keep going back to say they bring in new beers. Like I got Punk IPA, which is decent, but 12 pints of Punk IPA.
That's strong stuff. That is strong stuff. What he's just messaged, by the way.
Can you hear the baby crying in the background?
Yeah.
Good. you can experience my life for the next 3 hours.
Put me on, he said.
Has he arrived?
Hello,
there he is.
Hello, Alan, by the way. Gaudi.
Here he is. There's my man.
I've been trying to polish up a score 25 quid's worth of Indian. It hasn't worked.
You're going to have the worst heartburn in the world.
Watty, how are we? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Paul?
Yeah, can hear you. All right.
There you go.
There's a delay up in Middlesbrough.
Is anything up in
Middlesbrough? The Middlesbrough slander. We're 6 minutes in, and the slander of Middlesbrough has already begun.
Why not?
Watty, you need to tell me, because I've been like, I've had this impression for 32 years now that there's actually nothing positive about Middlesbrough. Can you please put that to bed and tell me something?
Something what?
Anything positive to do with Middlesbrough, yeah, apart from yourself.
Well, you've got the North York Moors, if you're into that sort of stuff, on your doorstep. Got loads of seaside towns on your doorstep. Some decent pubs. finest team in the world. What else do you need?
It does. To be fair, it doesn't get voted into the old Britain's worst towns, does it? It's usually like Hull, Sunderland, and Peterborough ticking
Stoke
those
and stuff like
boxes.
that.
Yeah.
Coventry, throwing Coventry.
Blackbird, who does TV programs, once put Middlesbrough as one of the worst places to live. But she wasn't even in Middlesbrough when she done it, so it was a bit of a sort of a cocker fire.
Good to see a few lads on the chat. Alan Southern, nice to see you lads back. I hope the babe's giving you plenty of sleepless nights, Tom. Yes, indeed. Go wide. Good evening. Hope everyone is well. And Warren Bond, he's been missing us. He's been messaging us over the week. When are we coming back? We're back, Warren. It's good to be back.
Maybe watching Tottenham.
Well.
Yeah. While we've been away, there's some new features added to this, and so I have now got a klaxon that I can sound when I want you to all shut up so we can talk about the race, and it sounds like this. And that is the 5-minute klaxon.
Not very loud, is it?
It's loud enough. There's what else have we got? If someone's hilarious. Got that. It's quite good.
I saw these the other day. I was having a presser. Yeah.
How many minutes have you spent playing with these new sounds, Tom?
It's not going to stop, is it? There's only 5 of them, so I won't overdo them because they are really annoying. Craig Dave and chaps, good evening, Craig. I think it's our first evening watch along in daylight as well.
Tricky.
Yeah. Have we found the card? All right.
Oh, it's a tough one. Aidan O'Sullivan from Matchbook, our new sponsors. We should mention, of course. Best of luck tonight, boys. Thank you very much, Aidan. Yeah, it is a tough old card, isn't it? What do you think?
It is tough. It's good quality racing, though. Obviously, TV Trophy final is the highlight. But yes, I think we found some good bets. What in the chat earlier. So yeah, my nap get out there is Antigua Cuddles in the Brighton Bell final. I just read the race. She just leads, and if she leads, she wins that race. So yeah, hopefully win some money, pick up loads of winners. I had a good Romford. That last one we won, Romford before you had a baby tie. I had a good one. So hopefully we can carry on from where we left off then.
Things were turning the corner before I went
Definitely
off the baby. We had a good night at Doncaster, we had that good night at Romford, excellent night at Monmore. So yeah.
I want to win then.
Long may that continue. Right, this is. In fact, we've only got 4 minutes to the off, so
right.
I've missed my klaxon window. Let's have a look at this one. Let's match for a decent amount of cash matched. Any fancies in this one?
I would go with I backed the blow of 5-2. Just thought it was drawn under like slow stog either side of it in the comparison of the race. Got the draw, just ball move off. So might get the run to the corner.
I was scrambling to try and get. I think I've seen a bit of 7-2 with the firm earlier, but unfortunately couldn't get on. I agree. I think 2. If you look before, it had a little rest. I think it ran. What did it do? 15.41 at Monmore. Even tried at Toaster 15.96, beating Antigua Biggin, who's flying now at Toaster. So yeah, had a good look last week. Obviously 16.49, but got beat by Slapple, who absolutely took off. To be fair, and it was only in behind Mason, Crossfield, Dusty, and TikTok. So yeah, I think after it's had its little warm-up run, I think it's an unbelievable opportunity for 2 to win today. As long as it comes away early and avoids 1, who probably will be moving off slightly at the traps. Yeah, I think it's just fairly straightforward, actually. And I think trap 2 is a good thing. I'm gutted I missed that 3-1 early, 7-2.
Good thing. That's a bold statement early. Go wide. Agrees. Only play for me, Hove 628, trap 2. PL?
Yeah, I made it 2 runners, 2 and 4, and I suppose drawn on the inside. I think probably 2 might edge off a little bit, but not that much. 3 was quick away the other day, but quite one pace really for a sprinter. Headford lads had 10 trials. Been a bit on and off, had all of February off. Obviously, Richard Reese has been struggling with him. Ema's Romeo is obviously a quick dog, but tends to miss the break and probably wants lane 4. And think 5 would be moving off as well. So I thought the runners were 2 and 4. If Call Me Tom comes out, I think that'll be it. Which, obviously a lot of sometimes with sprints depends on the break. But I was the same as Ryan, actually. I saw the earlies. I think I saw 130 and 3 to 1. I was quite happy to dutch them at evens with money, but everyone's kind of seen what we've seen, I suppose, and sided, and like Paul said, sided with 2 really on the draw on the inside.
Tom, you?
I'm same as you boys. I made it a race between 2 and 4. I think having the 3 in between them benefits both of them. Possibly only Maloney, it benefits slightly more on the draw. I think 4 is very slightly better drawn than the 2.
Yeah, that's the thing. I suppose 4 might get a cleaner break, Tom.
That's it. They'll get it gets out ahead and got
4's getting a decent price now.
Because it's you've got.
I've had to bet 4. I've had to bet
wides.
4 and cover 2 here. So
Yeah,
that's a way of playing. Only on prices, really.
It is a good standard race, in fairness. I mean, 6 has started well up. 6 has been running well at Romford. TikTok's obviously a class dog. Come second in the Golden Sprint final, didn't it? 4's obviously a really quick dog, Crayford specialist. And yeah, I mean, 3's a good grader. 1 we don't know much about, and 2, yeah, like I said, I think it's quite a good race really for us to start off. And if you don't fancy 2, then yeah, 4 and 5 are both backable prices, I think.
All in.
They're all loaded. Will I do a commentary?
yes, please.
Okay then. Coral Sprint, 285 metres. Starter waves his flag. Hare approaches. And away and racing, and 5 gets a smart start here, new in TikTok, trying to pace up then on the outside and dropping the inner is now Emus Romeo, showing good early zip and now dropping up on the inside to hit the front coming out the second turn. And Emus Romeo for Paul Donovan is going to go and streak clear. 6, 5 and 2 is the order, and not too many dogs really got into that. New in TikTok got a good break, but I think probably 400 metre dog more than a natural 2 bender. 6 has actually walked out last and took off.
It's got flying pace, that 6 dog. It's been doing it at Romford, but at Romford it's got the corner in at the wrong time, hasn't it? When it's been missing a break. The time it trapped, it absolutely put the lights out, didn't it?
I think I said to Tom as well, we talked about this about an hour ago, and I said that Emus Romeo is a missed break dog and wants middle, and that's exactly what's happened. But to be fair, he's used his noddle and stormed through the field. Yeah, it was impressive. Sure. That was very impressive. I think that dog wants middle. He wants middle.
That is a frighteningly good run, by the way, to do that to 5.
Yeah.
It is off that break.
Absolutely. I mean, what has done to 5? I mean, 5's had, what, a length, 2 lengths head start at the traps, and for 6 to do that to it by the second bend, it's ahead.
It's even really more than that. It's probably about 4 in front of 6 out of the boxes.
Yeah.
That's an impressive one, that is. I think you're happy if you own that. There's some fun with that one.
Well, it's got the form to do it in this race. It's just, finishing last in its last 2 races doesn't fill you with confidence for the next one, does it?
No, and it was drawn on the outside of 5 and 4 when really probably 6 wanted to be in 4. So yeah, that's a really good win. So shit start for the bets, by the way. But
bad start for the bets, but this is the way. Got to start somewhere.
I'd rather start in green, but yeah, got to start somewhere.
Yeah,
not ideal.
What you want when you're betting is when you settle down for a good night betting is a really good win in the first. It feels like you're not playing with real money from that point. You can just enjoy it. There's no pressure.
We did that on the Monmore card, Tom, didn't we? You kind of went about 4 or 5 races and you bet a loser.
Yep.
What are the best bets, by the way, lads? What are your biggest fancies?
Yeah, who's going to go first? I agree with you. Antigua Cuddles.
Good lad, like it. Is it as straightforward as I make out?
I've got Savour and Orange Josie in that race.
Oh, we don't do savers. We can't have savers.
Early pace and a peach of a draw.
It's this negative talk, Tom. We don't have savers. When we go in, we go in. We believe. Paul, what's yours?
No, Antigua Cuddles looks fairly straightforward, like Paul said, if she starts. But I think that's massive. That's a massive price, 8 to 1 Orange Josie. So
Yeah,
I'm
get some of that if you can. By the time everyone catches up.
Yeah, I'm going to make that a winner.
And the TV Trophy, is it just a case of Space Jet is just a monster?
Well, I got told last week, the owner told one of the Glenn and we have dogs with, because Glenn's got dogs for him, that he thought she would need the run last week.
Really?
When he messaged him to say, "Oh, good luck," and he said, "Oh, I think she might need the run tonight." So
what she did to Droopy Senorita in the space of about 10 strides was scary. That was that was scary. And she's gone on to be Senorita's led. Senorita's a good dog, and she's gone on to be at 17 and a half lengths.
Yeah.
In the space of what, 200 half a lap left was there? They were down the back, weren't they?
I don't think Senorita stays at but it was a mental run.
Yeah, it's a really good run, that. I'd love to see Royale win, but she just doesn't seem like...
Space Jet's about 2 to 1 on, I think, 1.5, which is short, but if it was a horse that was 2 to 1 on at Cheltenham, that was that much better than the rest of them, people would just be lumping in, wouldn't they?
They'd be steaming.
I mean, there doesn't look too many negatives. I think the only danger is probably red. But I think she just might.
Blueberry Bullet. Well, I am the Royale's, a quality operator as well, but
she just doesn't look like she's come back to quite her best, does she? And listen, bless her, she's November 17 now, and she's an absolute legend of a stayer. And this is going to be a swan song. I think this will be her last race, whatever. I think they said so. But she does, when she led the other day and got beat, and then she ran okay the other day, and she got knocked about a couple of times, but not desperate to say she was beaten. She got stopped 12 lengths, you know what I mean? So, and then she still got to find the time on Space Jet. So, I think Space Jet, actually, Space Jet's met Iams Royale 4 times. And beat her 4 times. Yeah, won 3 of them. Yeah. So I was talking to TD actually in the week. He rang me. We were talking about horses, and he rang me about. He likes to hunt the chase, and so do I. So, and he was talking about Space Jet and what a special bitch she is. She's quite a character, And I think you often find that with probably stayers as well. They're a little bit quirky, and a bit like we have Roxo Magic and Mark and Haley kind of did really well to sort of work out her idiosyncrasies, because she wasn't straightforward when we got her by any means, and it's just working out. He said that, just told me a little story. He said that he puts the towels into the dryer, and when they come out, they're still warm. When he's put them in the dryer, he folds them up. She comes back from a walk and she just rests her head on the hot towels to feel a bit of warmth. He just said she's really, really. She's got a little quirks to her, She's just such a character. He said she's a really, really nice bitch. But that's the thing where, when she was running the top stairs races, and obviously sixpence, and now she steps up to 8, and she looks like now she's probably going to take over Iams Royale's mantle. Do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Because I mean, when you start breaking track records, I think Abbott's Magic, she broke about six track records. It's funny, Nick, because they've changed the distances at Hove quite a lot. Yeah. Wait, do you remember whether you said the 4.75 start?
Yeah, that was very deeply unpopular distance.
Yeah, so but then the marathon trip was 9:30. Yeah, and actually we've still got the clock for the 9:30, and then Iams Royale, I think, it's got the clock for 9:45, is it? Or 9:40, whatever it is, something like that. And now, obviously, they're running over the 9:55. So.
Other than, I mean, in terms of this, I think maybe if you got a slightly like a marathon at Monmore is only 800 meters, I think, isn't it? Something like that. I think you likes of Blueberry Bullet would be able to give Space Jet a race. Other than that, though, probably is that Savannah Spartacus who beat her at Toaster. I think that looks a good dog. I mean, it's only 2 years old, I think. So I think really over the next year, you're only talking to one dog who could probably compete with her over the marathon scene. I think this kind of trip. I mean, this is a proper marathon, 9:55. I think, yeah, even if you look at this, if that Bucco's Brandy's interesting, weren't it? Did you see what it did down the back last week?
Yeah, stop the soft, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of time to find, but
Because Brandy, yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely got improvement in it. But yeah, I just think Space Jet is just set to dominate really over the marathon scene, like I said, and it depends how good that Savannah Spartacus can be. But yeah, she's just an unbelievable bitch, isn't she, Space Jet? You just love to own her.
Yeah, and the people that own her are really lovely people. It's actually Kern and Margaret Rush. Margaret used to be in the bottom bar she served in the bottom bar at Walthamstow. Known her years and years and years. They're a really nice couple. Seen them at Toaster quite a lot and seen them horse racing and stuff like that as well. So yeah, and like TD was saying, they're just such lovely owners and no aggro whatsoever. And then when you get a good one like that, you kind of wish people like that all the best because they're such nice people. They really are nice people.
I've actually, on that note, I've actually purchased 2 new dogs or sharing 2 dogs.
Very good.
You said we were
I'll drink to
before.
that.
We've got, thank you. First, we've got a dog on the sales at Toaster. Obviously, my dad's there now anyway, so we're there. So we bought a grader. It did a, I think it was like a 6-second split in it on the sales, but it literally fell out and then ran about 31, whatever. And we just got it on the cheap. There's 5 of us in there, and then in fairness, it found a second on its trial on Wednesday. So it did. I think it did 20. I think it did something like 30-90. It's literally a baby, and I mean a complete baby. So a couple more trials. Hopefully, get that graded on.
Who's training
it? Frank Gray.
Mm-hmm.
That man, Frank Gray, is Mr. Toast to himself. There's about 5 of us in there, but yeah, it was. I never actually intended to buy it. My brother rang me saying, "Ryan, we bought a dog." I was like, "What do you mean we bought a dog?" He went, "Yeah, I've got a dog. It's cheap." I went, "Okay." I was like, "What time did it do?" And he went, 31.60. I went, "I'm winding me up here or something." 31.60. And he went, "No, it walked out. Look at the race." So yeah, am I going to get buzzed here? By the way, 5-minute warning, Tom.
I was about to buzzer you. I've literally just loaded it up to press the button. So you've avoided it.
You need a buzzer to remind you to press the buzzer.
I seen your face light up.
Yeah, you actually were getting excited.
And I thought, I'm about to get interrupted here, aren't
I? you need an app like you do for the boxing walk-ons, Tom.
We'll talk about that later. Right, this is quite an interesting race. Welcome your thoughts, Borowotti.
I'm against 6 because I don't think it wants to be that wide. I'll back 4 at 8.6 or something like that, I think it was. And they're backing it now.
Ryan?
I bet one of my single bets for the night is trap 2, Bonjour Bullet. I thought it's the big drop in class, been beat by Orange Josie and Antigua Cuddles. I thought that it has to lead 1. I mean, I think me and you would lead trap 1, Paul, which does stay in fairness to it, but I think it will lead the race. And as long as 6 doesn't get a proper clear run, I think 2 will have just enough pace to hold on and win. So yeah, I'll bet 2 at 3-1, which that price is looking very nice now. So yeah, we look to be in a good position. Hopefully, come away and yeah, the fist will be pumping.
Yeah, I think we should bet this, Tom.
Okay.
I think it should be us, Bonjour Bullet. We'll have 50 quid on this, I think. See if we can get the ball rolling. And we're on. Yeah,
There we go.
She's 17.5 weeks out of season as well, so she's spot on, and she just looks like she's going the right way. She got crowded last week, but the week before, I mean, everyone's saying Antigua Cuddles is a good thing in the final for the Brighton Bell. This is a consolation, obviously, if the dogs have got knocked out in the comp. She just needs to get any kind of start. I don't think too much will then get round her. Yeah, my worry is that after crab it, well, we all did, I think, probably crabbed the last winner a little bit from being out so wide, Ema's Romeo. And again, a Miss Breakdog. Miss Dior is probably the same sort of scenario. Probably wants trap 4, wants middle, but got the wide on.
It's a bit chasey.
It did a run. I think it did a run at Central Park where I think it was about 25 lengths behind, then got beaten by about 8, and it was a real run. And then I think it turned quite handy at Hove against What's a Beaver, or Beaming Duchess, and only got up a neck. So yeah, it definitely shown I think it's got a couple of things in its mind as it's chasing the dog in front.
I quite like it. It's fun to own a dog like that.
It's not fun to
She
bet,
wins
though.
races, doesn't
It's not
she?
fun to
Does.
bet.
Does. Yeah, she did. That's exactly it. She will pass them.
She will. I think she just has a little think about it when she goes past.
Yeah, and of course, when she did win recently, she beat Beaming Duchess, who Paul fancies.
1.73 in the place market.
Yeah, I just think if the trap's open and you get a good start out of 2, that nothing will get around her.
Yeah.
So that's the way I saw it.
You commentating, PR?
Aye, the behind the boxes, aye.
Nice.
Yeah, she's tightened up a little bit now, Bonjour Bullet. What do we get? A bit of 2.9 times now, 2.76.
Lovely.
Yeah. And I don't know what you think as well, lads. I think this sort of thing is a really good idea. You know, like, because obviously you're going to be disappointed you get knocked out of the Brighton Bell final. You've got a chance, even some of the dogs that got knocked out in the first round.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good idea, Consolation.
Definitely. You get a decent race out of it as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, good little races.
It's fair play if you took the time to go there in the quality to grade on and then.
Yeah. Still got a chance picking 500 quid up. Yeah.
Yeah, 500 quid and 100 quid to the second and 60 others. Yeah. It's not terrible money by any means. So.
Come on then, too.
Last couple loaded up then. Third race on the card. The Brighton Bell Consolation. All eyes here on trap 2 Bonjour Bullet and borrow what he's had a little interest on. The 4 Beaming Duchess as the hare makes its way round to the starting boxes. And away and racing, and 2's flashed out nicely and shows early pace into the turn. Bonjour Bullet with up on the outside. Miss Dior now showing good zip, but 2 takes the tighter line, just nudges into Miss Dior and kicks away. Goes about 3 lengths clear at the halfway stage from 1 Touchdown Ursula, who's got up on the inside of the 6 Miss Dior. There were traffic problems there for 3. Nola's Beauty, who tried to make ground and shove back the Touchdown Ursula as they come off the last. It's 2 Bonjour Bullet all out from Miss Dior's flashing late. Miss Deal got up where it mattered. And again, Miss Deal,
inevitable.
Paul Donovan.
Inevitable.
Unbelievable.
Fast. Oh, we said fast enough to win, but didn't know whether she'd get round. And she got the little knock as well, and she still won despite. We got no excuses there. That's no excuses.
I thought 6 was sunk after the first bend. But a chasey dog, you can never write off, can you?
She's good speed to be
fair.
fair.
Really fast.
Yeah.
It's not,
Nah,
it's not
she's
showing that early. It's about my first time it's showing that much early pace.
Yeah, fairness, even though we've led, when I seen where 6 was off the second bend, I was, the right was on the wall. You're hoping that somebody just maybe stops it at the third bend. But
I would, if I owned 6, I would take it to the Derby.
Yeah.
It's just one of those dogs that would just keep on qualifying.
Very lightly raced. I mean, it's only April 20 as well. So, yeah, absolutely. Good winner.
That would 100% be right to go next.
Little Droopy Sydney. And again, look, when you look at the lines she's taking, probably wants to be for. But listen, Paul Donovan's a very, very good trainer of a greyhound. Very, very good trainer.
Yeah, they won the Silver Salver, didn't he? That's Intrigue Jet won the Silver Salver, didn't it?
Yeah.
Like an absolute aeroplane.
Now he gets his hands on some really, really good dogs. Yeah, that's a bit of a shocker, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Me and Ryan were both grinning as we went into third and fourth because knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But that's okay. We live to fight another day. Plenty left in the bank to attack the next race.
Just looking there, at the breeding, there were 3 Droopy Sydneys in that third race there.
Being very widely used.
Yeah. And just a little note there that the red, she's a definite opinion, which was the sire of Roxo Magic.
Hmm.
Interestingly enough.
I've got a hankering for a pup. Maybe it's because I've got a baby. I'm broody, but I might drop a few quid and get a pup soon. It's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I must admit, obviously, I keep banging on about Roxanne Magic, but we had such a ride with her. It was just incredible. But she only had one litter. Actually, we got Durando double. She was with Jimmy, and she's just a FCU tendon, so she's come home for a little bit of a rest, and Lorraine's going to treat her. But her sister, Waltham Magic, who won the big bitches race, the Angel of the North, for Jimmy and Angela, Big Mark McLaughlin has sent her to Paul Ryan out in Ireland and mated her to a son of Droopy Sydney. His name is something Bono. Help me, Paul. But he's a son of Droopy Sydney. I can't remember his name. His first, the prefix now, it begins with a B, but not Bonomaster, something like that. Broadstrand Bono, yeah. Really, really quick dog. And he's just started his stud career, started to throw a few as well. So she's been mated, and I kind of half think, obviously Lorraine's listening and she'd be going, P.O., shut up. But I kind of half think, I'd like you, Tom, but I'd love to get a pup and just kind of have a little bit of interest.
Yeah. But what you've got a few coming through, haven't you?
Got five pups. Got one with Kelly McCarry's rearing one. I think she might be classed as 8-month-old, even though she's not, because she was born at the end of August. So it still counts if you're on the 1st of August or the last day of August, doesn't it? So yeah, she's Kale Lady, I think the mother was called, and out of Ballymac dog, I think. And then, but the other ones at Glenn's, the 4 pups, they look absolutely great. They're out with Sister Skate on, and they're Droopy Sydneys, and they're so absolutely. I mean, the dogs, I think they're 8 or 9 months old now. Not sure. I think it might be only 8, might be 9. But the dogs are already 32 kilos. The bitches are 28, 29, and they're so well behaved, do everything right. You know,
which is important, Paul, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah. Like you say, they've just split them up now, so there's 2 in each paddock. Because one of the bitches is a bit bossy, and but yeah, they seem to do it. As Glenn said, they're so well behaved. He puts them away, they're quiet, they eat well. You know, when he takes them off to the lead, they go down where they need to go, and they go down there and everything. You know, so yeah, so something to look forward to.
Very good.
Great stuff.
For our viewers, anyone who signs up to Matchbook, you can get a £30 free bet if your first bet loses. Use the code WatchAlong. We don't get a share of your losses. We're not. I think the technical term is affiliate slags.
Affiliate, yeah.
We are not affiliate slags, so we don't get a share of your losses or any of that sort of thing. It's just a good metric that Matchbook know that people watch along signed up for Matchbook.
The other pup I got is Conquer All, by the way. It ran out in the puppy comp last week. First ever race here. Green, walked out, ran the bend very green, and then shown a lot of pace down the back straight. I think it was against Romeo Trooper, maybe. Got checked at the 3rd bend, and then obviously faded off a little bit. And then it trialled at Perry Bar on Thursday. First up, did 28.60. So the few of us involved in that. Darren's training it. Darren and Carol are training it. So we're hoping good things about that. So it's an exciting puppy, that one. So I've got a grader and an open racer. What do you say, mate?
The small horse, isn't he? Is he about 38 kilos or something?
39 kilo, I think he is.
Yeah. He never got chance to get into his stride last week, did he? Because after he came from away, he was pacing the bend and he was stuck behind dogs, and obviously would have been his first race. He didn't have much idea, but showed a lot of middle, and then didn't seem like he didn't stay the 500 in the end. But
looks like he'll be a front runner, for being honest, at the moment. I think he'd be a front runner, but we're just looking to get him at. We tried to enter him at Monmore tonight and Maiden, but the Maiden didn't fill, annoyingly. So we tried him at Perry Bay, ran beyond Optic Jimmy. He was obviously a pretty top dog.
Yeah.
Finished 3 lengths beyond that, which ain't bad. 28.60 is all right.
But he done 28.30 or something, you know, Monmore.
28.37, second look around Monmore. So you can obviously run. I think at the moment he's probably a front runner. But yes, exciting, isn't it, when you got a half decent dog? I've got 2 good dogs. Well, hopefully I've got 2 good dogs, one graded, one open. But yeah, So try and get them in a maiden somewhere next week, either at Parry Bar or at Monmore, providing they fill. There's just so many opens now. So many opens they can't fill, can they?
If you have that comp on though, trainers will check what the dogs want, so you've got probably more chance of Parry Bar.
Absolutely, yeah. That's what we're hoping for. Monmore just putting opens on really because I think they're really short on dogs at the moment.
Yeah,
Obviously, no competitions, people don't go. And
it's a good open racing track, to be fair.
Monmore. Yeah, it's a good track in fairness. But the problem with the maidens is that maiden comp starts at Toasted, isn't it, tomorrow?
Yeah.
Got a lot
good feel for that.
It's a really good competition, that, isn't it?
Yeah,
really good.
very
Exciting,
good
actually. A lot of eyes on it, isn't there? Obviously, for the derby as well coming up.
Yeah, PL and Ian Fortune have done a really, really good preview of it.
Have you?
It's worth a listen. Worth a watch.
When did that come out?
Yes, was it yesterday?
Yeah.
Give it a listen.
Yeah, it's up there.
Yeah.
Via Matchbook. Yeah, no, Aidan O'Sullivan, who's the lad that we contacted at Matchbook, who I did a podcast last year for the last year's derby with Fortune. I mean, listen, Fortune's he is incredible. He's so knowledgeable. He's
a good bloke as well.
He's a really good listen. Yeah, no, it's just there's no malice about him. It's just he's quality, and it is a bit like this. I mean, this is the sort of thing that Tom thought of, and again, I kind of tried to sort of think about that last year with my son following that Matchbook thing. It's like, and Aidan said, he just wants it like blokes talking in a pub, and I think that's the beauty of, you can say what you want within reason, but it's real. It's real, Ryan. That's what I'm saying, is that I think people like to hear what your true opinion is, and not what people want you to say, if you get what I mean, through associates. And the thing is, all it is that, yeah, we're trying to get people to join in with Matchbook accounts. That's fair enough. I've got one anyway, and that was only through kind of last year and dealing with Ian, and perfectly good. I'll use them for dogs and the horses. So yes, it's a great little association, but they know what punters want to hear, really. They understand what people like, and those sort of podcasts are for punting people, and that's obviously what makes the world go round, especially with betting. I had a lad today. He's been going in shops for me to try and get on for me Doncaster card. Walks up to the counter, SP only, and you just think, Jesus, it's just really, 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 really frustrating. So, and that is the beauty of the exchanges.
Yes, first day on of the night. It had to be UPL.
It had to be. You're not wrong. It's what you call in exchange parlance 101, Tom Francis.
Right,
101.
Tell me why not to back Slap Up.
Because Crossfield Dusty's in the race.
Oh, stop it! Are we splitting? What are we doing?
Not for, this race is a watch enjoy. I think in terms of, I don't know. I'll leave it to you. You two, you three.
I'm just sticking with what I've done. I'll go for Slap Up because it's drawn on the inside of the purse.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if he comes out like he did last time, then he'll win. And the only thing is, did that interview with Patrick Janssens, the trainer of Crossfield Dusty, and he said that the week leading up to his heat, the mate that he's got in his kennel, she came in season. So obviously that might have just have upset him.
He's been a thirsty boy then.
He might just have upset him.
Let's go Slap Up unless you object, PL.
No, I don't object at all. But listen, I'm going. You've done it now.
Paul, have you got a buzzer to stop?
I can get out.
I think what we should do is just have a cheeky tenner on Blast Off Mason, just in case he exits the boxes. He's a notorious poor breaker, but he's as good as any of these if he starts. And I think, the fact that he's drawn 4 is not really going to worry him. Listen, 5 and 6 are worthy rivals. This is I think Ryan said it's probably a watching race. It probably is, but I know you're itching to get the money back.
I'm itching.
And you're right. If you said to me, I put on my notes. I favour 2, and I put actually 4 might be a big price at 16s, and we're actually now betting it. Yeah, it was. So we're doing nothing wrong. We're doing nothing wrong.
If I'd have right, say this race, in fact, the race right before last week's race, then who did you fancy?
I'm going to tell you something, Ryan. I backed Ballymac Slap Up last week.
You after time? You must.
No, I'm not after timing. I'm telling you. I'm just telling you the truth. You asked me the question. I'm telling you. I backed Slap Up. I did back Slap Up.
3-1.
At 7-2, yeah. That's how good I am, right? No, but Patrick did say when I spoke to him that he was a little bit worried about being that wide, for Dusty as well.
Yeah,
because he's got to clear.
Although,
let's get it right.
Based on tonight, it's not a bad thing.
Sorry?
Based on tonight, being slightly wider than you want to be drawn hasn't been so bad so far. I think they're 2 from 2.
Exactly. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Two's run last week was mega impressive. I just think I've backed 6 at 2-1, which is obviously a good price now. But I just think 6 comes away. It's the best dog in the race. But yeah, it's a good for me. It's a watch. I've had a little bit on 6. It's a watch and enjoy race, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But I hope if 6 don't win, I hope 2 wins for the Matchbook boys.
I've got to say I'm new to Matchbook. I'm quite impressed with their prices so far.
I'll have to have a look.
I think that they're doing really. They're really trying with the dogs.
Yeah.
They really stepped up to the plate, and again, you can't fault that. So
somebody needs to challenge Betfair. Somebody has to challenge Betfair. So
I'm trying to because they robbed me, didn't they? And so I'm sacking them. So I'll be looking for
quite a saga that was.
Well, £1,000 to the winner then. Coral Sprint Trophy final. Ballymac Slap Up won his heat in Trap 2 on way and racing, and 1's flown out. 5 also sign it. Goofy showing good early zip along with Crossfield Dusty up on the outside to challenge, and it's Crossfield Dusty that just noses ahead from Sign It Goofy. In behind him comes Ballymac Slap Up turning for the judge up towards the line, head to head, toe to toe. Dusty got there, Bosch right on the line to beat Goofy.
Are you sure? I'm sure.
I'm sure.
There's a bit of evens, Tom.
That was close.
Matchbook want to go up evens, do they?
I'll take 2-1 with you, Tom.
Tom, no answer. He's abstaining.
He'll be pressing the buzzer in a minute.
He's waiting for the freeze frame.
Yeah, the best that they could come back to me with Betfair was that there was a glitch in the system, and so I was laid. It was on my P&L and everything, but there was a glitch in the system which was showing the unlaid bet as well, and that's the best. So there you go. And they said, "Oh, we'll give you 30 quid instead of 830." So I told them to shove it up their ass. I said, "No, you're all right. Thank you very much."
That's nice of them, isn't it? 30 quid.
Ah, lovely. So
6 confirmed.
So you don't
go on.
Well, the problem is you don't know you're on. So now if that glitch could happen to anybody else. So basically, you have a bet. It's showing up on your timeline. It's showing up on your P&L. You're on. You're matched. And after the race, they say to you, "Oh, by the way, you weren't on."
I was playing on Betfair that day, and it happened to me with a forecast. Fortunately, the forecast didn't win. And ever since then, when I get a bet on, I log out, log back in, and check my bets and just make sure. I don't know if because it happens.
You don't know how to have the time to do it, do you?
No, of course you haven't. Like,
I was in a meeting. I was in a meeting at work when I put my bet on, so I was stuck at the back of the meeting at work. So I was in
a model professional.
By the way, that was a head or a neck, Tom.
A 6 win, by the way. 6 is a good win, isn't it?
It's one a head.
I'm sitting about 1 foot away from a 50-inch TV. I literally have to move my head to look from one side to another, so it's a struggle sometimes.
I would also say that Class shows in Crossfield Dusty is
he's a good sprinter.
Yeah.
So he's the best.
To be fair, he's had to get round Sign It Goofy as well. He had to race the bend, and he did, didn't he? It was a good buckle that between the pair. And Ballymac Slap Up he kind of never really broke to his best, and he just got pinched back when 5 his kennel mate cut across him a little bit.
Crossfield Dusty 16-11 on the card, always had it in the locker.
Yeah,
he's won He's won.
But this is what I'm saying. Do you know what? Like when you speak to these trainers, you can get those little snippets of. I like that. I like that. I like what TD said about Space Jet. All those little idiosyncrasies that Greyhounds have got, because we've all sort of had close experiences with Greyhounds, and they're just brilliant animals. And things happen, don't they? Things happen in a week. Things happen. It's a bit like when Lorraine trained Spirit and Louis, and we won the Ledger with Spirit and Louis, and so much happened every single round. He had a wasp sting. He had a bit of sickness, and then he picked up a real bad injury between the semis and the final. She came home. She said he won't run the final, and she worked him, and can I, 6 days is a long time in ground racing, and got him, and he went and won the final. And all those things where Patrick said Crossfield Dusty's mate came in season, and that's probably why the excuse was that he got beat at 4-7 last week. So he settled down, he got back into his rhythm maybe, and that was the real Crossfield Dusty. Please stand up.
The dogs won the scurry.
You've really got into Eminem recently, haven't you?
I love him. Yeah, I love him.
Paul, know your age, Paul boy. Know your age? You're gonna dye your hair bleach blonde for next time I see you then.
Yeah, see, yeah. Yeah, guess who's back?
Fairly blonde already.
Guess who's back?
Is that the modern way of saying the colour he is, Tom? Blonde.
To be fair, I'm going that way, and having a 19-day-old baby is accelerating that. I'll tell you, when you get the baby home, there's no instruction manual for a baby. We did NCT class. Fucking bollocks. Don't waste 400 quid. There's nothing useful in that. You get the baby home and they're crying because either they're hungry or they've shit themselves. Either of those is quite easy to deal with. But as each day goes by, the list of reasons they're crying gets longer and more complicated. So yesterday, it was about the day before yesterday, it was the baby wants to sit up. So you sit the baby up, and that deals with it. Today, he wants to sit up, but he wants to face the other direction. And so this list of reasons the baby's crying grows longer and longer and longer every day. And it's up to about 18 items now. And if you're lucky, you'll catch it on number one. So you feed them, you do the nappy check, you sit them up, you lay them down, you burp them, you put their knees up, all of that. If you're unlucky, you hit number 18 before you work out what's wrong with them. This happens 40 or 50 times a day.
Oh, you're not selling this.
And it is absolutely relentless. But he's a smashing little fella.
They say that the first time you hold them is the one that's it. Then it changes your life, don't it? And they say that.
It was
listening to that. I do not want a fucking kid. I'm not lying to you. I'm sorry. I don't want a fucking kid. I don't want that. I don't want to have to go in from work and think that.
Wait, that's great fun. It's just your character.
Yeah.
That is a perfect description. Screaming shit machines. It's right. Well, that's what they are. So if you want one of them, get your missus to jab a Chevy.
I'm already one of them when I've had a drink anyway. When I come back, I'm already a pissing shit in machines. So don't worry about that.
No. I think no one prepares you for the birth and what that really like. Yeah, you have a perfect. Yeah, we've got friends who've gone in, had a baby, and been out 20 minutes later. It's a bit extreme. Not far off that. So Emily's like, right, I'm going to go in. You have a nice water birth, etc., etc. And we were in there. They pulled the red button, and I was in scrubs, and they were wheeling around, and it's just like, what's going on? So I ended up, emergency C-section. But I've got to say, the feeling when you got the screen in front of you and you're sitting at the head end, and they're going, right, we're cutting through the stomach, cutting through the womb, blah, blah, blah. And it got to the point where I was like, I'd seen so many atrocities by that point. I was like, can I get up and have a look? And I was like, I've got a strong stomach. Can I get up and have a look? And they're like, if you really want to. And I got up and went around the screen, and it looked like someone had just dug a hole in the ground and filled it with blood. It's just, went and sat back down after that. But the feeling when they're like, right, the baby's out, and you just heard him cry, a really good, loud cry. Unbelievable. And they held him up like Lion King over the screen. And went over, and he's a big old boy.
Are you not going to say what you said when they pulled the green screen over?
Oh, yeah. So we went into operating theatre, and Emily's laying down, they swabbed her up and all that sort of thing. And they put the screen up, and by that point, I was so traumatized in the zone. I was just all over the place. And I turned to her as the green screen went up and went, "This is what they do when they shoot horses." She just looked at me.
Just a quick one. Trump's benefits running over 6 bends now, by the way. And one more. If any of you would like to see that.
Yeah, I've got those in there.
Sorry to interrupt your tale of sedating.
No, that's quite all right.
Bit of the green screen around the bill, baby. But yeah, so those who do like Trump benefit, yeah. Nah, he's running over 6 bends. I think there are probably a few that are interested in looking how he gets on.
1.29 on the machine.
What matchbook got, Tom?
I'm on it. I'm going as quick as I can. Oh, goodness.
I'm about to go in quick.
Oh.
With that short run to the bend, you wouldn't.
1.29.
You wouldn't want to be backing him at 1.29 with
absolutely
this.
Not.
Starts, would you? And that short run to the bend.
I think we're just hoping that he
gets a run round.
Gets a run round, shows out if he stays or not. Oh, horrible. Well, we'll see what he does now, then, won't we?
Yeah, he'll outpace him now. He's going to go around second now. Middle pace is great.
Pace is a joke.
Go on, Donald.
Go on, Donald. Get on with it. Go on, Donald. Chop. Chop.
Good.
Chop. Oh, what a boy.
Leads by 2.5 lengths, Sparta perfect. Then came Speedaway Levi on the outside of Mason's Power, and then Abigail.
It's a good run, that.
That's his limit, isn't it? That's his limit.
For now, Paul, I'd say. For now.
Yeah, you need a few runs to get the stamina built up, don't you? So, but after that early bumping and everything, it was a good run.
Like, he's December 19, young. First look over there. He's turned 5th, in fairness. Obviously, it's a generous race, but for me, I think you'd be delighted with that run.
Sure, the mental middle person.
But it is definitely his limit for now, I'd say.
Unless he's got there and just kind of thought, well, that'll do me now, which he could easily do, couldn't he?
A bit like Ranger, really. Very similar to Ranger, only very similar.
Yeah.
Very similar styles to Ranger, I think.
But his mother's dead, though, didn't she? So, you talk about for a few runs, his stamina build up. Just needs to start a little bit better. I mean, if he'd have gone round Andy tonight, he'd probably won 5 or 6, wouldn't he?
But that's the thing as well. It's that short run to the bend. The thing is,
it's rubbish.
You kind of I mean, it's a good trip to find out whether you kind of get a bit further than 500, 575.
It is.
And yet,
it's a horrible.
But he's just a notorious poor breaker, isn't he, Brian? So.
It benefited him last week in the juvenile. I mean, he ran a monster run last week.
No, he ran a great race. Big race.
If he'd have got inside at that 3rd and 4th bend, he'd have gone very close.
Yeah, he would.
But it's hard to pass a toast on them. Bends, in fact, it's really hard to pass a toast on them. You're not passing the bends and toaster. But yeah, he's a terrible trapper. He's awful. But I think you'd be buzzing with that. I don't know what to do now. I don't know. Me and Joe are telling up, edging them to try and enter it into the derby because it's only one derby a year.
Keep qualifying.
You know what I mean? You've seen that he stays now. You've got that to look forward to, in my opinion, now at post derby.
Yeah.
He ran Toaster a lot better last week than he has been. And I just think it will be quite hard to knock him out the first 3. It just will be. Like, he should get through a few rounds by being that quick. And you never know then, do you? So, yeah, for me, I'd enter him in the derby now and then focus on 6 bends and post that. But I'm not sure what they're going to do. He probably looks like a 600-yard dog. Probably Arden, maybe Shelbourne. I know Darren is very keen on sending him and Candyman over for them for the proper long 4-bend races at Shelbourne. Which I think we'd all like to see them over there, in fairness. I mean, it's just
really expensive.
Like the Irish Derby, you mean, the 550 sort of thing, yeah.
I think even further than the Irish Derby. I think did they run a...
They have the 600-yard race tonight. That's that. No, they was going to go on that competition, wasn't it?
575, Paul, is it? But they do it from the...
Yeah.
I think it's 575 metres. I think
the finals tonight, isn't it?
Yeah. I think you're looking more Night Stars, maybe.
I think Darren was on last week when he was on TV. He said, "Oh, they were going to check him over, but the expense was ridiculous. The ferry fares were through the roof. You have to get a passport for the dog was another 175 quid for both dogs."
Yeah.
He said, and in the end, it's just the costs were just stupid.
It wouldn't surprise me if you see them though end of the year. Definitely both
Night
them
of
to over in
Stars,
Ireland.
Night of Stars, 10 grand. That's
they're
the obvious
guaranteed
one,
to get
isn't it?
on. I mean, the Irish would love to have them two over, I think, anyway, because they welcome British dogs anyway, especially them two. And I think that's 600 yards, 575 metre race is 10 amazing.
Yeah, them big gallops, they'll suit them,
Proper gallops.
Yeah.
I mean, Candyman's the worst trapper in the world as well.
The thing is, with Darren, though, once he steps him up, he doesn't like bringing him back in distance, does he? Because he thinks when you're saying he's got to lax a yard of early, it seemed to bring him back, he loses another yard of early.
He couldn't get any slower, surely, out of the traps, surely. He did a fight the power, though. Fight the power does both, don't he, in fairness?
Yeah. Well, he's been an absolute brilliant.
Look, at the end of the day, Darren is one of the best trainers in the country. So whatever he decides to do with that dog, it's the right decision. You know what I mean? Whatever we think,
pound for pound, I would say he's top 3.
He's different class. I mean, they're finishing. I think it was top. Was it 8th, 10th last year in the Trade Championship?
If he had the 20, 30 grand dogs, he would just clean up.
Oh, they're superb. We say it a lot, don't we, about them, and people think we're talking crap, but yeah. Alan's just giving you some great parent advice. I'm going to talk as well now quickly.
First few years, Tom, you learn them to walk and talk, and then when a bit older, you tell them to shut up and sit down. What my words. Solid parenting advice there, Alan. Thank you. Once again, if you don't have a Matchbook account, you can sign up on their website. Use our code WatchAlong. Get £30 free bet if your first bet loses. As we've seen tonight, their prices seem to stand up, which is good. They're low commission as well.
Do they do fixed odds as well?
No, they're an exchange. But they're trying to get into the Greyhound racing, obviously sponsoring the Maiden Derby.
Yeah, they sponsored a big competition now, and that's good, isn't it?
Yeah, the more sponsorship, the better, really. You know, it's all the competitions is what we as Greyhound racing fans and purists really love and enjoy. And without the sponsorship, I remember a few years ago when it got really bad rab, just refusing to enter dogs in competitions because the prize money was so rubbish. And I get that.
Especially if you're travelling from one end of the country to the other, yeah.
Yeah, it's expensive getting a dog through a competition. You know, if you're a Southern trainer going to Newcastle or a Newcastle trainer going to Crayford or something like that, hundreds and hundreds of pounds in diesel to do 3 runs, plus all the your time has a cost.
Oh, that does.
So the rewards need to be there. I saw a stat at the start of RPG TV that since January, 45% of favourites at Shelbourne have won. It's pretty incredible.
I think that when you look there, I think if you get a favourite in Trap 1, I bet it'd be even higher than that.
What about a favourite in Trap 2, Tom? Called Mustang Joey.
Drifting out.
Oh, falls into 3s are red straight away as soon as you speak.
Where's this?
Shelbourne.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I do love Shelbourne.
It's our final tonight, isn't it? The 600.
Yes. Yeah. Any bets there tonight for anyone?
Well, we've got a few Irish viewers, so if any of them have any fancies, let us know.
Give some tips, boys, please, because my Irish knowledge isn't great, so please give us some tips.
Oh, that's
smash!
Oh, it's absolutely smashed out. 45% record standing up.
Cool. That was a beautiful break.
If you run that first Benwell at Shelbourne, that is worth a few lengths.
Get this one beat.
It's
clear to see one shouldn't have been in one as well, isn't it? So it's done well to clear that.
Yeah. I've always thought it's mad how at the start of puppy competitions in Ireland they just have random trap draws. You're seeding your dog.
Good luck.
It'd just be the biggest wild dog you've ever seen in Trap 1. Horrendous.
This is a bit weak now. Tom, no man's land flyer.
Does anyone? I mean, I really want to support hurdle racing, and it's really sad, really, that the standard of it is it's deteriorated in the last year.
This was 2 to 5 earlier. This runner.
Can anyone really
2 to
back
5.
though? Could you back a Holloway hurdler? Could on a short price Holloway hurdler?
No.
Tom couldn't.
He gets that many of them beat. It's unreal.
Didn't he have like the record for the shortest odds of dog getting beat?
Yeah,
something stupid.
There's money for the bottom here. Cigar Smoker. This is the
Yeah.
dog
Last week ran really well at Romford.
Should we have a fun score on it?
It was 5-1 this morning.
What's that?
Yeah.
Price it to place. What price is
9
it
to 4
place?
now.
What price it to place, Tom? That's it.
I thought the red's absolutely plotted up, but it's not very fast. I don't think we couldn't have a better draw. But
this is the Jimmy Jupp hurdle. It's quite a famous hurdle. Actually, we won the Jimmy Jupp. When I say we, my good lady Lorraine won. If you look at the
forecast 5-6, 6-5.
There.
Got a chance.
That's Nebuchadnezzar. He won the Jimmy Jupp.
Yeah,
he was my best mate, Nebuchadnezzar. Philip, we called him.
He won
Plenty of money, Max.
He won the Chiefs Rams bottom a few times.
He won it twice.
I've done a reverse forecast 5 and 6. Save myself.
First time Paul he won out of merit, and the second time he won it, he was lucky as lucky could be. But
well, he got enough bad luck.
Exactly, yeah. No, he was a genuine dog. He was. We put him over hurdles on the off chance, just schooling other dogs, and he took to it like a duck to water. He won some races, that boy.
So no bet here then.
Nah.
Not. I think 6
a
at the
watching
price.
brief.
Sure. I've done a reverse forecast, so cheer that on for me. 5 and 6.
You probably would have wanted to lay 5 at odds on, but he's
2 to 5 was
much bigger now.
2 to 5, 5 to 4. That is wow.
So the Jimmy Jupp hurdle, 500 meters over the timber. Vacant for favourite is in 5. Bit weak mind. No man lands flyer. Off and racing, and one gets a good start up on the inside, but early zip from Smuts New Mutt, who leads into the turn, just in front of Seaglass Smoky, who's turned in the pitch. Then a little gap back to the favourite No Man's Land Flyer on the outside of I Am's a Baron, and then tailed off at the back is Toolmaker Daddy into the penultimate turn, and it is the 3, Smuts New Mutt for Jamie Kingsley with a narrow advantage from Seaglass Smoky. Jamie Kingsley with the 1-2 here, up towards the line, up and over the last, and he gets up in the shadows. Seaglass Smoky for Jamie Kingsley, late and fast to pick up his kennel mate Smuts New Mutt, and the favourite got beat.
Let's move on, shall we?
And the market. And the market told you they would get beat.
I apologise for that. But yeah, the market. At what point do people start asking, though, like, right, this dog has drifted, doubled in price, and you ran like that?
It's not the first. It did it the other week in a 4-dog race at Crayford, didn't it?
Yeah, drifted. It started
about
1 to 5, drifted out.
Yeah, and I think it was about 4 to 6 on Beth found me off. I think it ended up about 2 to 5 or 1 to 2, and I think it finished last of the 4, didn't it?
Fair play, though. If you own it, fair play. Did it right. So,
it's been a cracking dog for them. He's won plenty of races, hasn't he? But it's just like when you see him run like that, when it big time drifter, done the same at Crayford, when it was a 4-dog race, and he had the first 2 in the market, and they finished 3rd and 4th, not taking part. It doesn't sort of
good dog though. 6 is a good dog. Good dog.
It's been a really good dog on the flat
and the hurdle
as
well.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. If you're doing 35.66 at Romford, you're a fair dog. To be fair, over hurdles, if you jump, then you're a fair dog.
I think that's the dog I backed last year for the Springbok C-Class Smoky.
I backed it in the final about 8 to 1 early on. It went off about 5 to 1, and it just completely walked. But in fairness, that was a good race. That was actually a decent hurdle.
Yeah, it was a good race.
Was it that Mina something? Didn't it? What was it? What won that race?
Yeah, the other Ricky dog. Yeah,
Mina Maverick or something, weren't it? Was that something like that?
Yeah. And David had a dog in there, didn't he, for Jim Parker?
Yes. He had what was it called? Pyman's Rex, something like that was it. Something Rex, weren't it?
Yeah, was it
Droopy's Rex? Droopy's Rex. Yeah, that's the one.
Because Colin Wilton had it at Nottingham, yeah.
Best jumper I've ever heard of I've seen in about 3 years, that is. He just lacked a bit of pace on the straight, but
Anyway, Tom, your theory came to fruition. No Man's Land got beat.
Yeah. Tottenham winning 4-0. Bad day to be an Arsenal fan. Got to turn it around with some wins.
If anything, though, it serves you right because you were getting way above board because people were now talking up Arteta as like the next Guardiola, the next Pep. But then your record against Man City and Liverpool this year is abysmal.
Yeah.
You beat Norwich and stuff, and everyone's like, yeah, we're playing Man City, we're playing Pep football. And then the last 2 games you've been, hello, reality again.
Yeah.
And you've done it with no European football either, which is obviously a bit easier than the other team.
More time on the training ground, yeah.
Absolutely.
Anyway, this isn't football chat.
You do love Arsenal fans, though. You love to see Arsenal fans because they're the worst winners. You're the worst winners.
I'm an old school Arsenal fan. I'm from the previous generation before all this Arsenal fan TV shit came out.
And by the way, it is shit.
There are proper lads. You go to away games, it's proper football lads who go to, just decent, salt of the earth football fans. And there's just all this absolute nonsense now.
Yeah. There's a few opinionated comments just come in the chat, by the way. I don't think...
Yeah, we can't read them out for obvious reasons, but they are. Acknowledge everything anyone
Paul Wing's
says.
given all the best at 10s, thanks to Eddie Goddell, who is obviously him and Dylan are the 2 Irish masters.
Yeah. We'll be getting them on for some of our Irish shows we've got coming up. So let's have a chat about the schedule. It's quite exciting. Just fill in for time as I load it up. We have got, next Saturday, you're at Crayford for the Track Championship. Which I think, is that a morning meeting?
I think it's a morning meeting, yeah. Which I erroneously said it was an evening meeting, but
get out of the way. Get on the
that's
beers.
okay. We can drink early. It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
We had a really good meeting when it was a morning meeting before.
Yeah,
I was I was driving a Luton box van, and it was the day after those storms. And as I was driving along, I was doing about 60 miles an hour, and this tree just came down in front of me, and I caught the top of it and absolutely obliterated the top of the van.
Oh,
and I never ever take out the damage waiver with the van company because I'm just an absolute geezer who's never going to crash. It cost me a good few quid that day. Anyway, Friday 22nd, we've got Limerick.
Ranger's saying hello, by the way.
Hello. Is that Ranger?
That's not my girlfriend. That is the Ranger, yeah. Saying
hello, Ranger.
So, come on, out the way.
Yeah. Friday 22nd of April, we've got Limerick for the Kirby final. Doubling that with Romford, which should be a cracking night of punting. Relentless. We've got 26 races. Could be an expensive one if we can get a few winners. Then Sunday 1st, we've got Toaster for the Maiden Derby final, which should be good.
Sponsored by Matchbook.
Sponsored by Matchbook. Sunday 15th, Mullingar Irish Cesarewicz final. And then we're into the Derby.
Yes.
So we are doing Thursday 19th, Friday 20th, Saturday 21st, night after night after night of drinking and punting. And then we're just following the Derby through to the end of June.
Honestly, it's the best 6 weeks of the year. Really, no matter what, I don't care. No matter what.
Yeah. When it went to Nottingham, I was like, I'm not a big fan.
I don't bet Nottingham.
I'm not that interested. You watch the first night, you just hooked. It's just the best. It's like the Grand National. The Grand National's for casuals, but you watch it and it's proper. It gets your heart racing.
Look, it's like the hairs. When I heard the commentary go at the start, and I've seen them, my hair stand up, and the Derby is exactly the same. It's just honestly, it is unbelievable. It's my favourite 6 weeks of the year. I mean, Paul knows what it was like last year anyway. Like it was just great. It's a great sporting spectacle.
Tell me, will you go or will you be part of this during the Derby?
If you would like my presence after your choice, then I will make myself available, of course. If not, then I will be at Toast as much as I can, booking hotels.
Me and PL are considering the odd outside broadcast.
If you can, really? Wow. Okay. Yeah. Well, Paul, you know who to contact then at Toast at. I know someone. closely related to somebody who's
Yes.
general manager there now. So yeah, so
Yeah.
you know who
I'll
to
drink to
go
that.
Yeah, but absolutely, we'll get you in the restaurant or the box, and yeah,
that'd be good.
let's get that along, buddy.
I think
He came
the
out with that
watch.
gem yesterday, and I wanted to kiss him actually when he came out with that. And then
Not,
afterwards,
it wasn't just that.
then
Just-
you called me an after timer earlier on, Ryan. Lorraine went, I was going to mention that. To
That's where you get it from, then. So
I just
she
think it'd
said,
be
"I thought of
great
that."
crack being there on the track, getting the lads in for a chat, and
oh, it'll be superb. That will absolutely superb. Have you done any bets for the derby yet?
No.
No.
No, I'm going to
Yeah.
watch the maiden derby because there's obviously one very interesting runner.
There is
Oh, yeah,
apparently quite an expensive dog. Yeah,
54 grand on it.
Is that the rumour price?
57,
54.
I heard 54, 57
Yeah.
grand. I heard. Yeah.
No.
I
But fair
didn't
play
ask
to
him.
him.
I interviewed
play to
Patrick earlier. I didn't ask him.
No.
I didn't even go there.
Imagine the pressure of
No,
training a
that's
dog
cool,
that costs that much.
I've got actually. I do.
I managed to get some 33, so I thought I didn't want to miss out.
Oh, you did well then. Yeah. We just heard from Eddie there, and he stuck up. I know he stuck up all for the best tonight. I didn't play, but he's been mentioning about. It's funny because he did a little synopsis of a dog that he thought was the best dog last year, and hadn't been running well this year. And before he got to the bottom, I thought, I bet that's Park Blake. And then when he came to the bottom, he said, yes, Park Blake. And I know Ian Fortune did a podcast interviewing Mark Heatley the other day as well for Matchbook. And he said he was impressed with Park Blake. And he's a dog that I must admit, I really like. When I saw him on his comeback, I thought, what's happened to him? But it's just, they kind of tend to run their dogs and in the competitions probably a little bit undercooked, and hope they can progress. But yeah, he'd probably be a dog I'd be interested, because Graham always comes with a van load, doesn't he? And the dog I really like, again, with the man that comes over with, I think Emma Buckley said whatever they've got will come, is a dog called in the Kirby called Bannable Red. I really like him. Actually, Bannable Red made his debut against Cordovani Shadow. But obviously, I think he's improved since then. But yeah, so I think he's about.
I think you shouldn't be afraid to back the good dogs for the derby at short prices. Catch them out every year because you think, it's a long way to go. It's a lot of runs, but the first few rounds, if you're going to get through. You're going to get through the first 3 rounds if you've got a really good dog. It's going to finish in the first 3 places, and then you're 2-3 rounds away from the end, and you've got a really good dog that you've backed at 12-1, 8-1, something like that, and that starts to look like a very, very, very good bet. So my strategy has always been to look for value in previous years. JT Jet, I got a really good price a few years ago who went all the way on and won out. I think he was about 25-1 to start the competition, which was pretty much as short as I'd go at that point. But now I'm not afraid to back a few of the shorter ones get into final, and you can always lay them off if they get there.
Yeah, JT Jet won the race at Wimbledon, where he beat Roddick and Higher Butt on the line, wasn't he?
That's it, yeah.
And I know I'm not just bashing Toaster here, like in terms of like blowing the trumpet, but the final last year at Toaster, you can argue all 6 dogs didn't deserve to be there, and it was a top quality final. So like you say, no matter what the price, people seem to get offended when you back a short price thing. It baffles me in ground racing. If you tip up or bet, or you say that you bet something that's short price or favourite, people get offended by it, and I don't get it. It's bizarre for me, but I do think that I think if you bet a short price thing and you fancy it, then I think you keep qualifying.
I think it's all relative to what you make it, Brian, isn't it? That's the thing. You're right, but you shouldn't not have a bet because it's favourite. Put it that way.
It's really weird. Like people tip up at like even money shot, people get offended by it. Like, well, if I fancy it, what do we tip up? Like tip up something else. Like I get really confused by it all. Like people seem to get, and people then like Tom, like you get a little bit. Like, embarrassed to tip up something that's short, bet something that's short. Well, why? If you fancy it, tip it up, say it. Like, if it wins, it wins. If you don't, then
it's the obsession with value. And if you're betting to 200%, you need the value.
Of course.
But if you're in markets at 110% or something, it's not.
If you think the dog wins,
Yeah.
And as long as it's not a stupid price, if you think the dog will win, and I think in fairness, if you're a gambler, every dog has its price, so you should try and stick to the price that you think it should be. Then, for me, there's no issue why that you shouldn't tip up favourites. Like if you fancy them, like if I fancy a dog, I thought it was even money, it's 1 to 2, I wouldn't be betting it. So I wouldn't do it. But if I fancy a dog at even money and it's even money, well, I'm going to bet it if I fancy it.
Yeah.
So that's the best way I see it, really.
Wondering about they're all the best as well, though. Eddie put it up 14s and when tried to get on, and everybody who tried to get on, I think, knocked him back. And then the firms outside the bet shortened it to 4s, didn't they? So that was quite impressive.
To be fair,
I know. But I followed him in with that Port Large. I forgot if that's 2 bets are going to Derby now. Then the Shadow at 33 and Port Large, or whatever they call it, 33.
Have you?
Normally they go lame the week after I put him on. I done with Candyman last year. I took 80s, and the next week he was lame.
You bet what? You bet Candyman last year?
Yeah,
he was flying last year. He won that trial stakes, didn't he? Where he murdered a couple of them. Jamara dog.
Yeah, it was rather 100 to 1 or 80 to 1, and I thought after that trial stake, because obviously the bookmakers hadn't caught up.
Wasn't me.
Big race now, by the way. Big race coming up.
Wasn't
now.
me.
This 6 is a huge price.
Yeah, I think we should play it, Tom.
It's got. They had
all on that one or a saver?
Well, I'd save on red. So that's what I do. If we can, that is.
Tom, my dad's just messaged, although he said just contact the track, contact my dad regarding the derby.
Brilliant.
And doing a couple of podcasts. And then have a discussion then, but he said more than happy to accommodate.
Fantastic.
So let's get it on, lads.
We'll have a little warm up for the Matchbook Maiden.
I'll give you my dad's number. Give him my dad's number, Tom, and then go from there.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Absolutely more than happy to accommodate.
I think it'd be a great idea. Really great idea.
Yeah. Be great to get some of the lads and dog people and trainers and whatever else just coming sitting next to us having a chat.
Perfect.
Yeah, it's funny. I mean, like like with Paul, he knows his connections, and obviously Ryan, you know your connections, and obviously it's just good to get different opinions. So that's what I'm saying. Even like talking to Patrick today and talking to TD, those little idiosyncrasies and those little stories are really interesting. If you love your dogs, they're really, really interesting, and it just gives you that added insight. And with the greatest respect, you know, Patrick said that Crossfield does his mate, you know, a coming season, and all of a sudden he bounces back to form.
I would have backed Crossfield Dusty if it wasn't for that, but it goes both ways, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's massive.
I'll bet one here, by the way. I'll bet one at 13-2, 5-1. I still think it's a good price. I think if you're on Matchbook now, I think it's a good price. I think it leads. I think it's got a perfect dog in 2 outside it. 2 wants 1. 2's not the quickest away either, to be fair. And from what I've seen, 1 is desperate for 1. Absolutely desperate for 1 from the few races I've seen. And for me, I think once it gets its head in the front from the first bend, I think it's going to, I hope it'll win. So, yeah, I think that. Obviously, I think 6 obviously was impressive last week.
It's got a lovely draw, the 6.
It's got a lovely draw. Honestly, so's 1. 1 has been craving track 1. It's been craving it. The question would be, is it good enough if it does have track 1 in this kind of caliber?
And obviously 4 is a classy operator. 4 could quite easily ping out and
top dog. I think if 2 was to somehow turn second, I think 2 would be a massive player because that's probably the strongest dog in the race. But for me, I think one is just it's such a good draw for track 1 here. I'm glad we've done a save on it. To be fair to you,
and I've noticed as well. He's this dog's Patrick's got weight on this dog as well. He was sort of 34.2, 34.9 when he was qualifying.
Yeah,
and he's now 35.3.
Yeah,
I don't know what weight he is tonight, but he's just put that little bit of weight on him. Yeah.
Good race, though. Really good race.
It is a good race. It's these are the kind of the future. I mean, again, £5,000 season Scaffolding Puppy Cup final. It's really, really good prize money.
And for two races, heats and final, that's really good prize. That's the kind of prize money you want for two heat competition, 2 round competition. Let's just hope 1 can blast out.
And it looks like there's been a bit of money for Slaney side Harvey at prices as well. I think he was shorter earlier on. He drifted out on the show and then come back in again.
Thinking would be probably to lead. If I mean, like two will be moving in. So
yeah, I've got him lane 3.5. I've got him Slaney side Harvey moving off, and obviously I think that's what Patrick knows that as well. And he said he was worried about the draw for Dealish Frankie, but he's quality dog Dealish Frankie, and he is improving.
The Harvey dog was 10-1 earlier.
Six's legs dropped off. Looking at the prices.
Well, come on, Romeo.
He had fortunes on 6 last week. They couldn't get enough on it.
Come on, Romeo.
Just about to be checked over then for the £5,000 to win a season's Scaffolding Puppy Cup final. Really, really good race this one. Hare approaches the traps. And away and racing, and 5 and 4 just brush shoulders there, but it is Dealish Frankie that's looking to lead into the turn. But up on the inside, Romeo Top Gun goes on, and the outside, Burko's Bobby now strikes for gold and goes on. Romeo Top Gun up on the inside, showing good middle gears and leads into the third turn. Romeo Top Gun is ahead clear now from Burko's Bobby. In behind these comes Milton Peppy, who is starting to stay on as they turn for the judge. Still the red jacketed runner, Romeo Top Gun up towards the line. All out. The outside got there. Burko's Bobby in a photo. Romeo Top Gun and Milton Pepe in an absolute scorcher of a season Scaffolding Puppy Cup final.
Very good commentary, Peter.
What a race, Paul.
What a great race. Clean run for a puppy race as well.
It has. One hasn't took around the bend as I thought. One took a bit of a false stride into the bend. If you watch the replay, 6 is
he just got off stride actually when he collided with Dealish Frankie.
He did, yeah. I know it's knocked the wind out of him. Fair. He's shown monster pace down the back.
Pepe's run really well.
Pepe does what it does. I mean, you're desperate if you own Pepe. To be fair, but I mean, what a race! What a race that is. 6 dogs going at it. I'm gutted. I feel absolutely gutted. But I'm happy that
you got the money there, Tom.
You did.
Did the 6 definitely get up?
6 has won by about, I reckon, at least ahead.
At least ahead.
At least.
You've got your angles all wrong tonight, Tom. That's what
the red might not even be second.
Do you know what? I am.
The commentator called that.
I'm so burnt by Romford and their camera angle. I have no trust anymore. Yeah, exactly. I don't trust. Don't trust my own eyes.
That's one of Giraffe's neck, Tom. We'll get the money for that.
You sound it, Tom. Now you're in here. Well done.
Once I see this balance update, then I'll relax.
We got money. We got the money.
What price you get? Did you get this? Did you get 7.6, Tom?
Let's have a look.
2 and 6 are back to 7.6.
I did fancy that.
Good bets they are, lads.
That was its first win last week as well. So it's
6.6 we took, Tom, wasn't it?
We did take 6.6, yeah. Should have had more on when the price went out.
So I like a bit of greed.
Fine. Yeah, that's what it's all about.
There's nothing. There's honestly, you hear people. When you win a bet and say you take like 4-1 on something, and the first thing you think of, I should have had more on that.
Yeah. I thought I'd spotted a wide bias at Romford last night, and there was a 6. It was a favourite and an X, and I had a few quid on. I thought I'll have a few more quid on, and I thought I'll have a few more quid on. I thought let's have a little top up. Came about 5th. I hadn't even looked at the card.
You can't win, can you? You can't win.
Punting.
You can't win when you're doing that. And I think we've all been there, where you're in that a bit of with betting, and you bet a dog, and you think it's a good thing, but I'm only gonna have 40 quid on because I'm losing a bit, or 40 quid on. It wins. You're thinking, why did I not just lump on?
Press the button, yeah.
It's
funny because I backed Burko's Bobby there earlier on, thinking that under 30 was a big price. He went out to 4, so I backed it at 4s.
Yeah,
and then we backed it at 6.6 there, and it's got bigger, and you kind of think you start doubting yourself sometimes. That's the danger.
You do, yeah. Why is that drifting so much? Why is that price so big?
You talk yourself. You make things in your head, don't you?
Draw. I mean, Crafty Galactico cannoned into Dealish Frankie immediately. It is such a good draw, and I think you're right, Ryan. Romeo Top Gun was good enough to compete with those. The price, I think the prices were wrong. To be fair to Patrick's, Patrick Janssens is no fool when it comes to dogs and when it comes to punting. Let me get that straight. He's no fool at all. And he said that Dealey's Frankie, as much as he loves him, didn't have a great draw. And obviously that proved to be the case. And to be fair, he did try to ride the bump, but Romeo Top Gun he's not much slower than those. And
he's shown a lot of pace to me. He's shown a lot of pace.
We give a shout out to Lee Field. I'd give him a big one on the
friend of the show
I did with Fortune.
Milton Pepe, I think, will. Yeah, in fairness, I think it will suit Toaster, if I'm being honest with
you.
He'll win races. He will definitely win races.
I think a Romeo Top Gun, I think it is all middle pace. I think if you look at his backstraight, it's probably not got the best early.
Would you say just doesn't quite see it out that strong?
Doesn't quite see it out, but I think
agree
his backstraight paces, because, Six has gone round probably ahead, hasn't it, down the back straight off the second bend. I think he's then gone about a length clear. I think probably a Monmore, really. Get him in track 1 at Monmore. I think you're laughing, really, with track 1. I think that's kind of race you're looking for. But if I was Milton Pepe, the problem is, though, he has to be in track 1. Like, he is the biggest track 1 dog.
He is a good. He'd be a much better dog. I agree with you there.
Avoid the trouble at the bends. I think you just make it south round. And I think you do very well to keep that dog out the first 3, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, if it gets 1, 2 or 3.
Just there, Ryan, going back to Romeo Top Gun. Can I just make one point? Because I don't notice this. I'm not a massive man for weights, but the man that I own dogs with, Mark McLaughlin in Scotland in Edinburgh, he is. He's very, very big on weights, and I think it is quite important. And when you look at where a dog has got a significant difference in weight, but starts to improve his form, I think that is worth bearing in mind. So obviously, people are listening in. I'm not massive on weights, but sometimes with certain dogs, it can be important. And a little bit like what Patrick said about a dog being happy or his change of routine, or something happens to him and it can change the form. So I definitely wouldn't give up on Romeo Top Gun over 500 meters, Ryan, because it might be that as he gets his weight sorted out where he really wants him to be. And again, we're not looking at the dog. Patrick is, it could be that he's a little bit unfurnished. He's not quite the finished article. Maybe it's a slow developing May 20 pup. But again, he's a droopy Sydney. I think there's a bit of work in progress with that dog. I think he's got gears, that dog.
That was, for me, that's an extreme. The dog I take out of that is track 1, if I'm being perfectly honest with you, because he's come very moderately. He took a whack at the bend. He hasn't gone round the bend and swooped round and gone and kept his running line. He's had to stop and start again. He's then kicked down the back, and he's been caught by 2 good dogs. Let's be fair now. 6 and 2 are good dogs. I think Patrick's got a very good dog on his hand there. And I'm not biggest on the weights, but if you've got the information with weights, that could be the fine line between just a fine margin you need for a winning bet and a losing bet. If you've got them, you know what I mean. So
I think sometimes what I'm saying is, I think sometimes I don't pay attention to it, and then afterwards go, oh, Jesus, look at that. Do you know what I mean? So
I'll tell you what,
it's something that you should be aware of, I think.
Paul, I'll tell you what then, okay? And I'm just looking at that race then. So the winner, Burko's Bobby, 11th of February, got beaten at A2 by 7 lengths. Its weight was 35.4. Last week, based on last week, it beat Romeo Top Gun by 4 lengths, and the semi-final of that, it was 34.5. So it's lost a kilo.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me that weights actually are actually a big thing, because it wouldn't be. It's not being funny. That dog tonight is not losing an A2 by 7 lengths. That's Shannon. So for me, if you've got that information at hand, you might as well try and use it to your best.
Yeah.
All right, quickly.
That was your 5th trap 6 in a row, Hove, by the way.
Was it really?
Yeah. Well, you can't say there's a bias because 1 and 2 were only beat the neck one. So
yeah. It's No, I didn't. I didn't kind of. It doesn't strike me as being a bias. So. But still interested. Excuse me. It's
been a funny old spread of dogs, hasn't it? There's a lot of middles, a lot of wides, not a lot of railers in those early races.
The last race at Shelbourne was 5-4. Dog out of trap 1, not 1. So that
I have backed the fate. I've blindly backed the favourite in the next.
well, the last
Shelbourne
race was, it's been a good old dog. It just won. Like the 6 dog could come up about 5 behind the field and got beaten a photo, but it's still a winner. 5-4 trap 1. So that record of 45% is going up. Should have stuck with what I said earlier and just bet them blind the favourites out of trap 1.
Yeah.
I've backed Calvin here. The baby's absolutely screaming in the next room. I feel really bad that I'm just sitting here having Camden Hells and bants with the lads. But mother-in-law's here to help, so it's okay. Not just leaving Emily alone.
The Yankees have come to save the day.
They have. We're having a really bad day last weekend, and I texted Mum saying, "Please come over. I'll book your flight. I'll book your flight immediately." Last minute flights from America are not cheap.
Well, at least you've got the good news of like him starting to teething and stuff like that to look forward to.
Oh, don't, Watty.
Rub a bit of whiskey on his gums, he'll be fine.
That's it.
I don't think you can do that anymore. I think Child Protection Services get called for that.
Just don't tell him.
Bit of advice from Warren. Just turn the earphone volume up, Tom. I mean, that would solve the problem. Thank you very much, Warren. Very practical. Oh, and 2. Oh, what a beautiful break. Oh, no, fuck off 6. Oh, we're okay. We're okay. Or are we? That 6 is looking very dangerous. 6 has won that.
No, that's going to derail it and kick again.
Right.
I think 6 is done.
Rail like a cat. Oh, beautiful.
And it's run away from his field.
Yeah, it's run away from the rail to push 6 out.
Tom.
That's what you'd like to see.
Your dog won at Sheffield, Ryan.
What's it called?
Arthur. Killed for
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it was tense. It was tense. I was going to put it up, but I'm just, putting dogs up. You put yourself out there, don't you, to fall, and people jump on you. But I'm going to say this: Fight the Power will win tonight. I'm just putting it out there now. So if you can get 4-1, 9-2, 7-2, it'll win tonight.
Give us a 5-minute klaxon.
I will. Fight the Power wins tonight. I'm just telling you now.
What's the race time?
The race time is 8:23. He's in track 1. He's craving track 1. He has Shelby's memory in track 1 last week. It was in 2.
Yeah.
Shelby's memory is a middle runner. Like, it's disgrace.
How did that get? How did the racer manager? That's what I put on. I said, they make you go on trial. So you have to have a trial. And then they've got a dog that's run there 49 times, never been in trap 1. They're allowed to seed it as a railer and it draws the red. How does that work? What's the point of trialing?
I'm going to be
the racer manager.
Tonight. I'm on more.
If the racer manager doesn't know that dog's a middle runner after 49 races, he's in the wrong job.
But it's got Dave's Gift, who's not the quickest away, got decent middle, but it's a good grader. Skyfall Gregory, it will lead. Swanley Alex, it's in 5. It will just Fight the Power will just win tonight. It will just win tonight. I'm afraid that honestly he'll just win. Like he'll just win tonight.
I've set an alarm on my phone.
Just to give you the bad news, there's a non-runner in the race, so the early prices are screwed.
You know what? I've just fucking seen that as well, actually. Which is so I go through the runners then and gone.
It's 5-1 now with Sky Bet. It's 5-1.
What?
Right. Well, Paul, PL, hold off quickly because I'm about to.
Does that include the non-runner?
Honestly, it is such a big prize.
They've took 4 out the race, which gives 5 a bit of a better run, doesn't it? But
Does not matter. Does not matter.
I really fancy you as well.
Yeah. I can't get a bet on there.
He honestly will not He will not get beat tonight. Where is he? 23. I've just realised there's a non-runner in the race. I think this was killed my momentum there. Stopped me on stride there.
I backed him. It was only 3-1 when I backed him, and it went. The price was on the board of 3-1, so I took 3-1. And when I've looked at my bet, it's suddenly changed from 3-1 to SP. So you're like, oh, that's handy. Thanks very much.
Some firms do cash out. I'm probably gonna have to. I don't want to cash out because it's gonna cost me money, but I had a decent bet on him as well. A decent bet, but yeah, it don't matter because it is sitting money. He'll win tonight. So yeah, every faith in the dog. So if you can 8.23, one more, track 1, fight the power. It will turn. It will lead by the second bend. Race over.
He's been such a great dog, hasn't he?
Unbelievable dog to be for so consistent.
I've said before when he won that A7 at Henlow, and Slideway, his brother, won the A8 at Henlow, and then I went up to Newcastle with Darren, and he was running him in that great Cat 1, the Puppy Cup thing up there.
Yeah.
And the first, he won. He won Fight the Power, and all the locals are all like shaking their head. How can an A7 dog win an open race round there? You know.
I said good
news for you. The A8 dog will win the next one as well, and he won it all.
That A7 at Henlow race is pretty famous, really, around Toaster and Henlow because there was a Savannah dog that got backed. And
yeah, but Fight the Power
should have won. It should have won the week before, 2 weeks before the race before, but it got boxed in completely, and then it got generously put in track 1. I think it led out the second bend.
They went 7. The early prices were 7-1 as well, weren't they?
No, honestly, it was. I got about 3-1 on him. So
7.56 at Hove. I've struggled with this race. I've really struggled. I've watched videos. I've done all sorts. I can't find the winner. I was looking at Mystical Tig, which was a dog very much in form until the most recent run, but it was in graded company, and obviously racing in graded company compared to open racing is a kind of different story, which is weird, really, because a dog should run as fast as it does, but with fast dogs around them, they don't tend to run as well.
Well, it's harder to clear the bend and everything, isn't it? You're running
it is, yeah. So I welcome your thoughts. Find us a winner, gents.
Here's another dog I rarely get right, Drumcrow Brent. On its best form, it would be beating these, wouldn't it? But it's very in and out. It seems to be very in and out. I fancy 2, but it's on the drift at the minute.
Hey, last race, don't forget that, Watty.
The what?
Last race, dog on the drift.
Oh yeah.
Fancied it, won by Mars.
Well, like I said,
can't read everything into it.
5 trap 6s in a row, so that sort of puts me off.
I think that 3 will lead here, and I'm going to bet 3. It's a big price. What was it with the match? But is it 4-1?
Yeah,
about 4-1. 2 is as quick as 2 wants to be. I can't work the dog out, to be fair to you. It leads and it doesn't really get on with it. It turns second, wins a bit, and then now and again it just throws out a race where it just takes off. Lacks a yard of early. 1 lacks a yard of early from what I've seen, although its Toaster trial was quick. I just think 3's got a really good draw here. Again, I agree with 6 that fastest dog in the race. I can't get it right either, to be fair. I'll bet into place on Saturday in what I would call an average race, and he's finished 5th. I just think 3's got a decent chance here for me to lead, and I think if he leads, he'll win this race. So I've gone for track 3 out of price just to lead and make all. I'm taking on 2. Take on 2.
I don't think he'll lead. I think 4 will lead. I think 4's got different class earlier, but moving in as well. So
you're wrong, Paul.
No, I'm not wrong.
I hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong.
Yeah, but I won't be wrong. But no, I think he's got best early Mystic. I'm not sure he's good enough to win the race necessarily, but
let's have a score on.
He has got real good early, hasn't he?
Yeah. And no, I marked off 1 and 4. I marked off 1 was big at 4-1 and 4 was big at 5-1. But Drumcrow Brent's good enough to win the race. I think he's probably got a good draw because I think Droopy's Mural will move in a little bit. Doris Jet's been off 14 days. That might have freshened him up. But he's probably going to the twilight of his career now rather than improving. Whereas Romeo on tilt, Patch has got a good word for this dog. He thinks he's, and I've noticed as well, he's definitely quirky. There's no danger he's quirky. And I like the fact that he's given him a trial at Hove, then taking him to Perry Bar, and now coming back again. And I think that is what I call significant.
So a couple of quid on him as well.
Yeah, I would do. Yeah, I play. Listen, it's only a small play, but we're not too far behind, and
No, we're not. We're in good shape for this point in the night.
but it's a decent little race, really. To be
Good
fair,
race. Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
little
it
race.
is. Nice little race.
It's a good
Interesting
supporting
race.
race, isn't it? To be fair, nice
Yeah.
supporting card race. And again, was it £500 to the winner?
It is.
So good opportunity to find
And a trophy. You can't beat a trophy.
You
Everyone loves a trophy.
£500 you spend quickly. The trophy you keep forever, don't you? So
Very true. Wise words, those.
very rare wise words for me.
Wise
But yeah,
words.
thank you.
there's a bit of money here for Ryan's dog, Sporting Chili
Yeah.
in trap
Good
3.
luck, Ryan. Not too much luck.
Here we go then. Her approaches for the 500-metre open and away and racing and force flashed out. 4 Mystical Tig will lead into the turn comfortably and goes round in front. A bit of a schmozzle in behind, and 5 Droopy's Mirror was the worst sufferer down the back straight. And it's Mystical Tig that shot 6 lengths clear. Got stamina issues, and Sporting Chili has now moved into second, along with Drumcrow Brent up on the outside. But they just rubbed shoulders round the last 2 turns, and it's still Mystical Tig for Tony Taylor with a 3-length lead, and up towards the line will coast home to victory. And 4 will beat 3 and 6, and Mystical Tig makes all.
I feel like you're aiming that at me, Paul. By the way, that commentary. And by the way, I am absolutely fucking desperate. I'm just telling you right now. I've walked out. Yeah, all right, Paul. We get it. All right.
PL, we're in front.
But well done, guys. Well done.
We're in front.
Well done.
Unbelievable.
Never a bit of loser, but I'm desperate.
Unbelievable.
But you know what, Paul? Early pace wins races, doesn't it?
I didn't think he'd shit out like that in this company.
I did tell you, I didn't think he was good enough. I didn't really think he was good enough. But
he just walked out. I think.
But I was right. I got the leadability thing right.
Yeah,
you did. No, absolutely spot on.
And to be fair, I wrote my prices down, right? Listen, again, everything's got its price, and I wrote down 4s, 3s, 5 to 2, 5s, 10s, and 3s. So what are you doing wrong betting Sporting Chili at 6 to 1? Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to say to you. You're doing nothing wrong.
Well, look at it go.
Clear run. I probably win, but he's early pace. Early pace, and I'm buzzing for you boys that you've got on a run. So yeah, happy days. Everyone's a winner. No big damage. No real damage. No, honestly, there's no real damage. Like it happens. You lose, don't you? So
Absolutely. You've got to. It's how you take the losses.
You know what? About 2 years ago, I used to be awful. I'd be on my phone now, losing that and betting on the fucking A7 at Romford, for example. And then something just clicked and just went, you know what? If you believe in yourself, just be calm and just wait.
100%.
Last, get on with it. It's hard. It's really hard.
Believe in yourself. No, it's discipline. You're right. And you go back and you say, well, look, what did I do wrong there? Betting that, it got beat, 3 parts of a length? And floored at the first ball.
I've done nothing to question my judgment on that race, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I've just walked out. So for that time, by the way, even though you've had a winner, I am now on the Asahi, by the way.
Oh,
celebrating for you guys, not for me. Celebrating for you guys. But I'm on now top grade.
I'm gonna get some Asahi in for next show.
Oh, honestly, it is the best. Paul, if you haven't tried it, try it.
What was it?
Asahi.
It's very crisp.
Oh yeah.
It's just beautiful. It's beautiful.
You can't get a hangover from it. It's impossible.
Yeah, it's
so smooth. It's lovely.
The 660 bottles are really nice.
Okay, are they? The big ones. What's your whiskey of choice tonight, Whitey?
Oh, after last night, I don't think I'll be having any. I have to go up early to go to Kennels tomorrow, so I think I might avoid the whiskey. Last night I went out for one. And got home about 11:15.
You never go out for one. What are you even doing? Telling yourself, pretending you're going out for one. Your Twitter starts at 7 o'clock at the pub. Just going out for a drink, and then by 12 o'clock you've got 2 whiskeys poured, a beer, and something else.
Last night we were out at 4 because we finished work at 4, and so I go for a couple because there's someone who I didn't really know was leaving drink, so I thought I'd go, and the last 2 drinks I had was 2 double whiskies in the micro pub. Nice. And then they shut the shutters and sent me home. So
that's a good night, though. It's a sign of a good night.
It's a bit early to say I won't be drinking whiskey, but I'm not planning on it.
Whiskey gives me the worst.
It'll be Glenlivet. It'll be Glenlivet.
Oh my days.
It'll be Glenlivet if I am drinking it.
Six races to go.
Just gives me
just popping up there so we can see profit.
There we go.
A rare thing to see.
And the nap's
£75.20 profit for the night.
The nap is running.
Well, the double nap. There's your nap and there's mine and PL's nap.
What's yours and PL's nap?
We fancy Orange Josie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
We fancy a strong.
Tell you what, Paul. Remember when you gave me all that? Do you remember when you emphasised that commentary at me? I will happy to go toe to toe with you.
Come on!
What on a fucking 7-1 shot?
Take it personally. Come on!
I will go. So it's 7-4 shot against your 7-1 shot now, right?
No, I make Antigua Cuddles 13-8. I make Antigua Cuddles favourite. I respect.
Yeah.
No, that was just a bit of.
Paul,
as I say, I
don't get offended. Trust me, I'm very easily thinking.
Your bet wasn't a wrong bet, other than you said it'd lead, and I disagree with you. But
my mates just texted me, watching, going, I fancy Josie as well, Ryan. So you're in good. Although he's a shit judge, so actually not a good thing actually. But honestly, Paul, you'll never offend me. I promise you now. Don't worry about that. Tough skin.
Sticks and stones.
Absolutely.
No really clear favourite of Shelbourne for me to pile into here. I'm going to have to keep my powder dry, which is distressing.
What's the better night, the English derby or Irish derby final?
They're very different. I would say English derby night is like going to a football match.
Yeah. Did you go
Irish? No, I didn't.
Last year was a good night, in fairness to it. It was a good night. In fairness, there was a few issues with the drinks and honestly, it took about an hour to get a drink. But the atmosphere was good. In fairness, a few favourites got on early with it. It was good. But I've never been to an Irish derby final night. I've been to a few rounds, but never the final.
It's good. I go most years. Obviously with COVID and stuff, I've not really been, but keen to get back over there. Any excuse to go to Ireland? It's just the best place.
I went to one. Yeah. I've only been to, I think it's one Irish derby final, and that was Ballymac.
Okay. Yeah.
And it was mobbed that night. It was chock-a-block. It was. I didn't know where to stand, to be honest with you. I suppose not really knowing Shelbourne sort of thing to watch it, but it was mobbed. It was mobbed. But good night. Yeah. I mean, listen, I love Ireland. I love, obviously we're involved with Lifford at the moment. I love Lifford. I think Lifford's an absolutely awesome stadium.
What's the latest on Lifford, PL?
Hoping, probably looking. I've got a meeting Tuesday. We'll probably looking the last Sunday in May or the first Sunday in June. That's what we're aiming for. Oh. But that'll be like a soft launch. That'll be probably have three meetings where we just limp in, and then we'll go Bosch big opening night opens and that sort of cape. Yeah, so.
Love it.
So got a meeting next week for at the moment the lads developing the website, which I'm involved with that as well. So so all things are going the right way. We've had unofficial trials. We had a bit of a hiccup with the tote hosting. The GRO was supposed to host it, and the minister stepped in and said you can't do that. So we're looking for ways around that. So yeah, just little things that just keep. There's a lot of hurdles and hoops and stuff like that have really slowed things down, and it's amazing. I mean, it's a bit like, I suppose, when you look at what Kevin's done with Oxford. He said, the same as Suffolk Downs opened late last year, and it sort of we're now into it happens. Just that sort of thing happens with technicalities and things and getting all different bits and pieces. But the track is looking in great nick. We've done lots of alterations to it, and everything's going. The lads that are doing the catering, they're all happy. The kitchens are all sorted out now. So things are going. They're going forward. So it's just a matter of getting everything in place, Tom.
Yeah.
Let us know when you want us over there, Paul, because we'll come support you, by the way.
Yeah, no, a lot of the lads have said that, and it will be a great crack. And
loads of people will. We all will. Yeah. One from the ground community, when it comes to helping a man out, we do it. So
100%.
That's what I was saying, mate. And wish you all the best of luck for it as well. Brave, very brave, but so exciting, and yeah, hopefully you can make it work.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you can make if a track's opening and got passionate owners, and yeah. Is there any bets to be had here, by the way, at Shelbourne? What are we doing here?
Nothing's a clear enough favourite for our theory. So, well, 5 is the favourite. There's been a few quid for 3.
I took a chance on 4. I'll tell you what, I've had £15 on track 4. So, wish me luck. Very small bet just to be a bit of interest.
I don't think you'll be winning from there, Ryan.
I might as well have just gone outside and threw fucking thingy out the.
You could get a few Asahis for that.
That was the money dog, wasn't it? Mind, just showing a bit of back straight, to be fair. But
nah, Paul, yeah.
No, I'm saying 3 was the dog for money, you said. Marie's wedding.
Yeah. Such an Irish name for a dog, Marie's wedding. I can imagine what the story is behind it as well.
What, Marie got married?
Someone called Marie was getting married. Now,
yeah, that's it.
Here's a dog named after your wedding. The old
Might have been a wedding present.
Aye.
Could have been, yeah. That's run really well. Didn't mind owning that. I like looking at the Irish dogs and thinking, what track would that run well around in the UK for 150 quid on Tuesday? When I was really into buying dogs, I used to watch loads of videos from the tracks.
Did you?
Yeah, loads and loads. And I wouldn't necessarily look at the winners. It'd be the dogs that were a bit unlucky in running and stuff like that. But trying to find a dog that's a bit hidden up and a bit of value and try and pair them up the track. It's really good fun.
I can imagine it is. How many dogs have you owned in your time?
15 probably, roughly.
Really?
15, 20 maybe.
Nice.
A few.
Yeah.
I had quite a few at one. I think I had about 5 at one point, but that was too many. I just got a bit blasé about it. I was like, unless it's a Cat 1 final, don't know if I'll even watch it. But yeah, it was a brief period. So we have a new owner's rep. I've just found my voting cards that I didn't send off in time.
No, mine arrived while I was on holiday as well, so I never voted either. Yeah.
But none of us got any cards sent us. So.
Do you know?
No, well, I wouldn't because I don't put nothing in my name. So, but it's either 2 lads do or I'm in with, and none of them got a card.
Wow. But 13 votes, weren't it? That who got settled by, weren't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think he should be the owner's rep, even if he does own more dogs than anybody else. He should be on the board as a promoter, shouldn't he?
Yeah, he should be, yeah.
Boothby, because obviously the fronting SIS, any to be fair, he should definitely be on the board, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should be.
Yeah, but...
Well, he owns the same amount of tracks as N10, doesn't he? He's got 4 tracks now, so...
Absolutely.
But the bottom line is he's a punter, he's a greyhound man like everybody else. You know, he's got ideas as well, and he's willing to sort of try different things, and that's the important thing. I think we're getting in the danger of being a bit.
I don't get the hate.
A bit on pace, you know what I mean?
I don't honestly. They get absolutely slaughtered on social media. Now they're not perfect. That things happen with the track that shouldn't happen, and things happen. But sorry, okay. If you look at the going at Hove, for example, which is the golden track, the going at Hove is a disgrace sometimes. Absolute farcical. Monmore's going questionable. Romford, I don't say anything about Romford. I mean, just watch the race at Romford, and yeah, people have opinions on it. I don't get why people are just so quick to jump on Toaster. I just don't. I don't really get it. I'm confused by it. Like
add Central Park to that list of
Central Park's the biggest frustration for me, because the 500-meter trip at Central Park for me is the best 4-bend trip we've got in the country. It is criminally underused. What's happening there is, I mean, I'm seeing race at Central Park now at 8 o'clock in the morning, which is it's just really sorry. I feel sad, to be fair to it, what's happening at Central Park. But yeah, for me, Toaster, sorry, they have opens every single Sunday, They have a competition worth 10 grand minimum every month. They look after owners now. So they look after owners now in terms of every Sunday, no matter if you've got graded or open racer, you've got a box, you've got a free food buffet, free entry, stuff like that. I don't get the hate behind it. And the stats in terms of the safety of the track are incredibly high. So even though people have their issues with the track, it's a very safe track. And what is now a welfare sport, and it needs to be a welfare sport, Toaster, it's doing all right. We've all got opinions on Toaster as a track. It can be frustrating sometimes and confusing. Sometimes I don't get what happens at the traps, for example. But it's a safe track in terms of stats, and they're trying to do the right thing. So I just don't get the hate towards it. Again, ground people confuse me sometimes. They really confuse me.
It's a good stadium. It's probably
Correct.
It's the best in the sport. The viewing, I think, is excellent.
Correct.
And they do things right there. And you're right, it is safe. I personally am not a huge fan of the racing there.
Nope.
I don't think it's that competitive. I don't think it favours the wides so much. Not in terms of quality. The quality of dogs is pretty good. It attracts good dogs. You've got good prize money there. But there's something about watching the racing that I just don't enjoy as much as I would watching it at the likes of Monmore and Hove.
Yep.
Can I put my finger on it? Not quite. Probably the inconsistency of the dogs at the first bend.
Is it the bends? For me,
I think it probably is.
I've got a thing on it where if you look at how the bends are set out, the structure of the bends, they go straight, curved, straight, curved. So you see dogs go into the bend, they go the bend, and then if you see a dog running behind a dog at the bend at Toaster, they kind of sway side to side behind it until they get around the straight and then kick on again. If you look at how the bends are designed, they go curved, straight, curved. So similar to how if you on the inside at Nottingham, for example, where you think that you're going to go a length ahead at the third bend, and then suddenly you come out a length behind at the third bend. It's similar-ish to that. But like I said to you, the final in all the big competitions at Toaster stage, the best dogs tend to qualify and win. Like Bubbly Apache was in trap 6. We say trap 6 are not favoured, but he's managed to win from trap 6. Thorn Falcon was, for me, a genuine winner of the Derby last year. He was a phenomenal dog. He's won the Derby. So even though people do criticise the track, the best dogs tend to still qualify and win these competitions for me. So it's like anywhere, really. There's pros and cons for it. I think Hove is really hard to pass at Hove. I think Hove's a very narrow track. But people seem to like Hove. I like Hove as well. But I just think people criticise Toaster too much for me.
We'll come back to Toaster after this race. I've been feeding money in while we've been talking.
I'm just saying that as well. Actually.
6 and had a little saver on the one.
Right. So we played here, Tom, yeah?
Yeah.
Good man. That's what I like about you. Go.
But into 101%, albeit Leclerc Noir is 23.
That's got good early, that 4 dog.
Yeah, it's got good early, yeah. Tom, have the tenner on Leclerc Noir. The odd tenner we got there.
Are we matched? Don't think we are.
Missed it. Someone jumped in front of us.
Yeah.
21 on Betfair at the minute as well.
Yeah, but we're talking match book. Huh?
There's normally similar prices. I'll go back out.
It's the same price.
Someone will lay it.
Oh, I've got on twice.
You got on twice now.
That's all right. I could lay it out the other end, or would you let it ride? It's only a tenner.
What are we on here then, lads? You've bet 6, 4, and 1. I don't know why you haven't just bet 1, to be fair to you. I've been joking. 1's my nap. Early pace, always led, race over. Although you think Josie will lead there.
Yeah, you kind of, to be fair, you've got to get rid of What's a Beaver because she's not a schmuck, is she? So
No, she's
What's a
pink
Beaver's a
breaker,
good
isn't
dog, a good bitch. I followed her a lot of toaster and very frustrating actually with her. But yeah, she's a good bitch. But yeah, I think one just leads all the way. To be fair,
If one gets a level break with them, it'll have too much pace in the corner. But two has a ping in it, doesn't it? Where one has a habit of sort of missing it half a length.
one's massive on the exchange. It's massive.
Getting
on
a big
Matchbook
price now, yeah.
That's 2 to 1, Matt. Honestly,
Yeah,
that
bigger than
is
2 to 1.
huge. That is massive.
Yeah,
Bigger than 2 to 1.
I had 120 on it. Coming down now a bit as well.
Yeah, actually, we had Rock's Own Dream in the Brighton Bell, come second to
Did you?
Buttsmott. Yeah, Buttsmott.
Roxanne Dream was yours.
So again,
Roxanne Dream was yours. You said.
yeah, Rock's Own Dream was the first.
I
That
remember
was the
Roxanne
first
Dream.
dog we
Yeah,
got
yeah.
together with Big Mark and Mark Keatley and Haley. Yeah.
I watched his Matchbook podcast the other day.
Yeah, it was interesting, wasn't it? It was really good.
His things on betting are very good, aren't they? I like to know what
Yeah.
bets that. To be fair.
Yeah, he's good. He's a very good gambler, Mark. Yeah, very good gambler.
Oh, come on, one nap of the night.
Bellevue dog, how the rail's going at Hove tonight. Look at the results, not well, but looking at the racing, tend to be all right.
Fairly fair, I'd say. Fairly fair.
I don't know. We've got two sides of bet here, Tom. Orange Josie. Look, there's a few people following us here. 6s in the night.
A few, yeah. Judges, a lot of them.
And this is over the 515 metre trip, the standard trip there for the Coral Brighton Bell final. £5,000 to win a hair approaches. And away and racing. And What's Up Eva gets a lively break from Antigua Cuddles, who's trying to get up on the inside but gets chopped off. And What's Up Eva goes round in front. From 3, Slippy Hazel's turned in the pitch. On the outside is Antigua Cuddles trying to show middle gears. And into the third turn, it's 2 from 1. Antigua Cuddles goes for a run up on the outside of What's Up Eva. They're clear then of Slippy Hazel as they turn for the judge. What's Up Eva has a length lead. Oh, one's climbed all over the back of the two and up towards the line. What's Up Eva sees it out really well from Antigua Cuddles with Slippy Hazel back in third.
Cuddles desperate.
Yeah,
Desperate. Sums up my night tonight so far, to be fair, that does.
So, well, I said that Eva has a ping break and Cuddles has that missing it half a length, and that's what's cost them, haven't they? If they come out.
Walked out. 6 walked out. It's gone up all right, to be fair.
Are we getting out of trouble and Fight the Power?
Fight the Power wins, by the way. That is massive. What I'm seeing there is massive, by the way. Fight the Power. Just please win. Just please win, lad.
Oh, it's been packed in. It's been packed in.
Is it what price is it? Oh wow. People listen, don't they? Honestly, it is.
Oh, it's been smashed in.
Has it?
Yeah.
That's all your followers.
Although, to be fair, there's not a lot of money in the market yet. We are early.
Get on. Just get on. Honestly, just get on, lads. Just get on. Honestly, this is fucking huge. Do we do commentary for this, Paul, or not? Do we fancy it, by the way, lads, or just listen to me?
Just listening to you. You've just got so much surety to it.
Honestly, I have. Watty, please back me up here. This is a good thing, right? Watty, please confirm to me that power is an absolute good thing here.
Yeah, lead up.
5 will not catch. I'm telling you now, 5 will not catch 1. 1 leads 2 up. And
it's
just race over.
It won't catch him over 4 bends, no chance.
Not a chance. He was going to win the race last week until he ran into Lemon Extra. It's an absolute certainty. I'm gutted because I had a good bet 4-1 on. Good bet 4-1 on this. But oh well. We go again, lads. And he's my favourite dog in the kennel as well. I just love this dog. It's just an unbelievable greyhound.
Well, he's won overall distance, the sorts of different tracks, hasn't he? He's been brilliant.
He's just different class. Just an owner's dream, to be fair. And he runs his heart out every single week for you. Without any fail, so... Yeah.
He has been smashed in. If only I'd been a little bit quicker and got that 5-1. He's 9-4 now with most of the bookies, so that's still value there with Matchbook.
What price is he?
He's 9-4 in the shops. He's 3.95 there.
3.95. Honestly, he's been smashed, and rightly so as well. Honestly, the race is it's tailor made for him. From what I seen last week, and for how I know the dog anyway, he's tailor made for him this race.
Off-piste here with Watch Along, not one of our tracks, but this was all about. This
Paul,
is what it's all about.
You watching, Paul?
Oh, yeah. I always watch all the dogs anyway.
Yeah. Now, in fact, and by the way, I know that you probably back most of them as well, don't you? Cheeky little tenner over in there.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You have to. You just have to. Because you know the dogs are all well kept, so no matter what, you know that they're in good condition, so...
Can you turn your volume down, whoever's got the commentary on?
Not me.
Please. Oh, me as well.
Come on, Power. The money's come in. What's it, 3.7 now?
And Tom, the Matchbook sign-up, do you think that people could have like a free bet on maybe Space Jet or something like that?
It's got to be 1.8 or bigger, so I don't think Space Jet will be as short as that, but Fight the Power wouldn't be a bad one for it.
Fight the Power,
so bet to nothing, £30 money back, 30 quid on, that's a decent return.
Well, you bet a winner, ain't you? So, you know what I mean? You bet a winner.
Did they not say it can take 72 hours though to get your free bet?
You got. I suppose what you've got to do is you've got to get your account
set up.
Yeah, set up. So you need to do your bank
do
statement.
all the paperwork you've got to do these days. Yeah.
There is. I suppose the other thing is what we were talking about as well. Tomorrow is the maiden derby. You could have, I don't know, 30 quid on Call of Annie Shadow.
Yeah, you could
5-2 because
we were saying earlier, back in those short prices, there's nothing wrong with it in a competition like that. It's full of maidens.
Well, it is because
pretty much the derby favourite.
Most of the firms are going 6-4 him to win it, and yet the exchange, Matchbook Exchange, you're getting 5-2 because people want to take him on because they're thinking, well, you know, he's had one race and he shouldn't be that short. So.
Come on, Power.
Oh,
go on, son.
Oh, he's banged out.
Go on, son.
Just turn left. Just turn left. Oh.
What's 6? I ain't going for that, I don't think. Fuck me. Where's he fucking gone?
They might tangle up.
5's very close.
Go on, son. He needs a clear.
Go on,
up the inside. Up the inside. Go on. Go on.
Hey! Are we up?
Never
up.
Are we up?
Yeah, we're up. Right.
Get in there, Sonny. Get in there, Power. What a boy. What a dog. Get in there.
That was a hell of a run.
Oh, wow. What's the replay?
To be fair, what happened there at the third bend was exactly what you'd want to happen. But
in fairness, though, he's moved off more than I thought he would. Like I thought he's normally trap 2. He's moved into like line 3, basically.
He does always move off a little bit, doesn't he? But I think
that's more than normal.
3 caught his ass end at the bend, didn't it? Sort of knocked him out with his stride. But
he's just a fucking.
What a boy! Like you said, it's like you said though. He never knows when he's beat.
Never knows when he's beat the dog. And lads, look, it was never in doubt. It was never in doubt. The race was won when I seen the star wave the flag and he was facing the right way out the traps. It was won. Won then, right?
The race was when the card came out Thursday.
Tell you what, I thought I'd done my money, by the way. I'm telling you now, that second bend. Oh, wow.
You've got a bet here, mate.
We've got a fav here at Shelbourne. It's a good dog, this one. It can win from off the pace, which is unusual.
I don't like like Shelbourne when you. I mean, you don't want to back dogs off.
Not
the
ideally drawn. You'd rather have Burgess Josie probably 2 or 3 rather than 4. But if it doesn't get in trouble at the first bend, I think it could follow them around with a decent chance.
That 6 dog right the other week. That 6 dog was against Powers. Won his last 2.
Hey, it's a
28-38. He'd done in one of them, but done 28-8 the next time. Like,
the 5 dog, Swanley dog, mate, has turned literally neck and neck with Power down the back, and Power's murdered him. Murdered him.
Like you said, they wouldn't never going to back run him. Where's the grand that race as well?
Really?
Yeah, 1,000. It was a Nan's Top Boy Memorial for £1,000.
It was worth 144 to me and Tom.
Worth £1,000.
One bond. It's like someone had died till the last bend.
You get a smile out of Darren now, and the winner's popped to him if he's there.
Wouldn't go that far.
That'd be more than £1,000 for that.
That's okay from the
Although I'll tell you what,
just turn handy. Oh, don't get bumped. That's okay. Yeah, that's okay. No.
Drag back, Tom.
Yeah, just where I wanted it as well.
Yeah.
That's where I wanted it. That would have won if that hadn't happened. I think it's gone lame. No, it's all right. Didn't have much on. It's all right. It's a roller coaster, this.
Some night tonight, brother. Going on tonight. I'll tell you, I'm just buzzing, honestly. That he's got up, I'm absolutely buzzing.
That was
honestly.
beautiful, that was.
Oh,
that was the oi-ois after he got over the line.
It was, yeah. It was, go on. Yes.
We're winning 45-83 English now, Tom.
Yep.
We've got a profit.
By the way, lads, it's saying dead heat.
What?
It's not a dead heat, by the way. I only see it's saying dead heat. Fight the power, dead heat.
I thought the return wasn't as big as I was.
I need to see some sort of evidence of that because he's got up for me. He's got up for me.
I thought he definitely won.
Shall we tweet him? See what we get.
Even on the freeze frame, it looked like he'd won.
Yeah. Yeah.
That should not be a dead heat, by the way. For me, he's won. I think we've all agreed.
It is a dead. One of the viewers, it is a dead heat.
No.
I really thought he'd won.
Any photo from there? Any photo evidence? Because
that's a bummer, isn't it?
A little bit. But it's still a winner, right?
It's
still
a winner.
Right? Okay.
Well, it's more than we were expecting off the second bend, to be fair. So
yeah,
it is. But
so we'll go.
Scotty, I believe has won at 6 different tracks. What a dog! Yeah, that's very impressive.
I've run out of Camden. I've run out of Camden Hills, which is a bigger thing.
I've got a 660 ml bottle. In fact, I'm gonna get that now.
That's what I've been drinking, but now I'm on 660 bottles of Crombacker. So I suppose there's no bad news.
I am amazed that's a dead heat. I
thought he'd won.
I feel like someone just robbed me of like half my money.
It was close, but I thought we'd got up, but things happen, do they?
You know what, Paul? Shit happens. But I tell you what, though, my nap still, my big shot of the night still won. So there you go. Although I'm not too impressed with that result, in fairness. It's not a dead. Sorry, he's won. Right, let's just clarify now. Sorry, he's won. But you know what you do? You go again.
Yeah.
You just go.
It's not a sprint. It's a marathon.
Although I would like to have won that race, to be fair to you. I'm not. No thingy.
Yeah, I know. It makes a big difference when it's LP&L. But...
No, for me, yeah. I've tweeted one more racing office for a photo finish of that. So let's see why they're scrambling for a 5 and 6 photo. They've got a 1 and 6 photo they've got in the archive.
I know many years ago in Cleveland Park was when there was a dog he never ever lost a photo. Even when they got beat half a length, they still managed to find a photo of it winning in a shirt or whatever.
It's great when you know someone in the office as well, what the photo is. I can't go into too much detail, but yeah, there's a friend of a friend who, growing up, if there was a photo, we'd get the hand, right or left hand. Left hand inside, right hand outside. It's just literally, like, fill your boots, but you just see the hand. No, obviously, you see the left hand or right hand. And as soon as you see which one, you just go bang. That's it. So yeah. But you can't get away with that kind of stuff now. Apparently that was in the early 90s, 2000s. So yeah. The old flapping days. What was your flapping track, Paul?
My flapping
Me?
track.
Yeah, well, both of you. Yeah, what was your flapping
All right.
track?
Didn't really frequent a flapping track on a regular basis. I went to Whiz Beach once. I went to Bedwellty once in Wales.
Okay.
Wales? Yeah.
Most
Some
of
of
the
that.
we went to are no longer about. We had Hartlepool, Spennymoor. Peelaw was a flap as well. That was a good flap, Peelaw. Give no 10 GRC now. There's one at Stanley. Askin on a rare occasion. Chesterfield on a rare occasion. Get a good dog, you could go to Bolton. But you need the
Peter O'Dowd was there, wasn't he?
Yeah, it was at one point, yeah. But didn't run bad. Like mainly we ran out at Spennymoor and Hartlepool and then Peelaw.
Warwick and Hinckley were mine. Warwick and Hinckley.
Yeah, I went to Warwick. Yeah, I've been to Warwick. Yeah.
Proper old school Greyhound racing, isn't it? Them too. Flapping tracks anyway.
Well, the good thing about flapping is if it goes wrong, you only got yourself to blame, haven't you? So
absolutely.
There's a really good flapping track documentary on YouTube. Good, it's a decent production. I highly recommend it. It's called The Flapping Track.
Yeah.
Might be us asking.
Yeah, I think it's asking. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
The one on Highgate's very funny.
It could even be Highgate. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it might be Highgate.
It was very funny, that one. Here he comes again. He's dog shit everywhere.
Yes, yeah. Yeah.
Got a nice A3 to get stuck into next. This is where we need the Hove judge, Steve Upton.
Dear me. I followed Trap 2 off Mount Everest. I fell off Everest and then got back up on Kilimanjaro and fell off that as well with it. If you look at this dog's form, okay, in January and February, and then you look at this race, you would say, well, this should be absolute certainty. And then you look at the races that it's been in and been beaten, and I mean, in the 24th of March, it must have went about 10 clear.
Yeah, it was a mile clear, wasn't it?
It went about 10 clear, and I needed it for a 4 out of 4 Yankee. And they got chinned on the line. Honestly, I cannot believe. I still don't believe it happened. I'm still thinking I'm stuck in some sort of time warp. Last week it come out well. In fairness, it got beat by the one dog who turned handy. Trap 2 wants to be in Trap 4. Trap 1 is the best drawn dog of the whole meeting. You want to see a better drawn dog than this? I just don't think it.
You think it's a full ticket, the one dog?
Pardon?
You think the one dog's a full ticket?
No, I mean, you look at his form. It's led, been beat a length, turned 6th, been beat a length. 1.5 a length. In a trial, 1 2.5, and then last week turned 2nd, turned very handy. Got beat a short head, so probably not. But it is the best drawn dog of the night. I think 6 is the fastest dog in the race. A3 that Hoves are not my speciality, but you've got a bit of form to go by because obviously it's competition. I think 6 is the fastest dog. Not got the most early. I just think that 1 has got an unbelievable draw. So I think if you're getting even money for your place, I think that'd be you go to really, for being honest.
I fancied 1 just on the draw, like you said. You were saying good draw, and then probably come back with 2-1 and 6-1.
That's a sound way of playing it. I think you can't boot 1 out of the frame here. I think it's got look, 1, 2, and 3 are all seeded middle. I don't think 2 will move off massively, move off a little bit into lane 3, and probably 1 will move into lane 2. I think really for our bet to, and we're betting 1 a place here, for our bet to cop, we want 2 to lead. We want 2 to trap, move into the middle, stop everything else coming around, 1 to sit in the hole, chase his cocos off. I mean, Jason Heath knows what he's got. This dog isn't all the ticket. He stays well. He's a bit of a thinker, but what I like is that he's given the switch at Crayford. So he's thinking, well, there's £500 up for grabs here for an A3 grader. I might as well do my best. Yeah. And I think it's a whiz move, me. So yeah, Droopy Skipper. I thought evens plus a place was a really good bet here.
Warren Bond, why bet Reddit evens when plenty 94 available? We've bet him to place rather than to win.
Yeah.
Warren's realised. We're all learning. I've made that mistake many a time.
What about bigger? Have we bet 1 to place of beer?
Yeah.
I think I agree. I'm going to go
It's
in.
getting bigger if anyone else wants to join us.
Yeah, we've stepped in. It's getting bigger. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say about us? I mean, in fairness, we have just literally eyed a winner and it's dead heated. So, yeah.
I've bet at 4.6 and done comeback 2-1 and 6-1. And 9-1 and 11-1 the forecast, I think.
In fairness, one probably don't want to be in trap 1, but I mean, we'll see where the trap's open. 2 wants to be in 4, and all 1 has to do is just turn the bend. If it turns the bend handy, it's got. I'm going to say it's got Chaser's pace. To be fair to you, so yeah, just please place. But 6 is the fastest dog in the race.
Have you played Paul then? You bet 1 and had the dogs back to beat you, yeah?
Yeah, I bet 1 at 4.6 and done 2-1 at I think it was 11 and 6-1. It was 8.8 or 9.
Shrewd.
Smashed in now. The money's coming. Oh, look at it! Look at it go. Right.
So this is the Jenny Bunting Memorial Sweepstake Final. And a nice price for A3 graders, £500 to the winner, and a trophy. And the hare is approaching. And they're away and racing, and 2 gets a lively break and goes to the turn in front. Seasons Reigns has got around about a 2-length lead. From the 6, Droopy's Comaneci, and then we've got a big gap back to 4, 5, 1, and 3 is languishing in the rear. 2 still with the lead then. Seasons Reigns hunting this one down is Droopy's Comaneci, the favourite now, stalks and now draws alongside. Not the last bend, will power home to victory. 6 is going to get there from 2, and 4 was back in 3rd.
It's been a night where the worst drawn dogs in the race are winning.
And on the wide, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Because, like I said, 6 was the fast dog in the race, but it did not want to be in 6. But it's another dog that's cheated the draw, and it's I mean, 1's just walked out and.
Well, what if you watch 1's clattered into 3 there? Well, off the last corner, all it's doing is looking at 4, and then it's
literally jog next to 4. Yeah,
it's not seeing the bunny from there, is it?
And it just chucked it on the running. It looked at 4 and then didn't have a go at it, but then just chucked it on the run and just spewed it.
It's the case of read the race right, just bet the wrong thing, to be honest with you, if I'm being honest. Frustrating, very frustrating.
Shit happens.
But guess what? You go again, don't you? You go again. You just go again.
You do go again.
And there's a Shelbourne open race there now, so I'm going to go.
Hope there'll be a fav.
And, right, please,
clear fav.
Please pick me a winner in this next Shelbourne race, because I'm a bit of a. Yeah, I need to get some money back.
We've got a system on the go, so send more funds.
Bet the favourite.
Yeah.
It's a good favourite to win.
Next race is the big one, TV Trophy final. So we've got Space Jet 2-1 on. Put it up now, which is probably the price it's going to be.
Dave Clark napped SpaceJet when I listened to the first sort of 10 minutes of the programme. He's napped SpaceJet and reckons he'll be 4 to 5 on the off.
If it is, that's an all-in.
Yeah. I have a feeling it won't be 4 to 5.
I think it'd be 2 to 5. What do you reckon, Pierre?
I think probably 4 to 7, might even be 4 to 6. Yeah, they'll probably end up trying to lay, because I would say a lot of people probably bet the 3s anti-post, and they'll just lay back near the off. So it probably will drift near the off. But it's a good thing.
We'll keep an eye on it. Well, we've got a Shelbourne. No clear favourite here. I've got 5 to 2, 3 2 to 1. The system's in trouble.
Well, the only thing I will say is that I'll probably have to have a little interest on Florence Cake, because we've got little Florence indoors. So go with flow.
This isn't the Grand National PL. That's not how it works.
Well, it might be at Shelbourne, right?
Ian Wilburn, late to the party, internet playing up, and index finger chopped off. I think one of those points is probably more significant than the other. If that is literally what's happened. If you could let us know, that'd be good, because I'm concerned for index finger there, Ian. Joe Keneally, sorry lads, just got home for a stressful football match that Ryan can fill you in on.
Wow.
We're making a few quid. Tell us more, Ryan.
Oh my day. So we're second in the league now. So it's confirmed that we're in the playoffs. And
Is this Hinckley?
It's Hinckley, yeah. So Hinckley FC. We are second.
What league are Hinckley playing?
We're in the United Counties League Division 1. Which is step.
So where's that on the footballing pyramid?
Step
Where would you
6
go
of non-league. Step 6
Okay.
of non-league. Hinckley used to be Conference North, Conference Prem. Like many teams, went burst, dropped down, and then they've started to rebuild. So they've been in this league now for this level for about 8 years. And we were top of the league, but we just went on a bit of a run. You know, when these teams just lose a few games, confidence goes, and then in fairness to the team, Kimberley, who have won the league, went on a run. We're now second, so second to fifth playing going the playoffs. 4 league games left. We played 5th in the league today. We were 4-1 up, 3-0 up, 4-1 up. Went to 4-4, 10, and then the last minute we got a last minute winner, 5-4. So we have cemented ourselves to second now, which was a really big win. I think the manager's a little bit frustrated how he went from 4-1 to 4-4. But at the end of the day, to go away from home and get 3 points is the bigger picture, really, isn't it? So, yeah. But yeah, my heart was in my mouth when it went to 4-4.
I can imagine.
Yeah. Oh, mate, honestly, what football does to you, people who are non-football will never understand what football does to you, the emotion it does to you, won't they? Yeah. But yeah, Joe, though, he's a young lad, young manager. He's just got to keep a calm head when things don't go right, if I'm being honest with you, because, football's a wonderful thing. 1 minute you're low, the next minute you're high. But not ground racing. Absolute ground racing.
Yeah, very much.
You know, and the calmer you are, the better decisions you make. So, yeah, that's one thing for Joe. So, but, yeah, when Fight the Power Dead Heated, I was thinking, how do I get that fucking 200 quid I've just been robbed off? But you got to laugh at you, to be fair.
When I was a young lad, probably 16, 17, 18, I was the stadium announcer at Histon Football Club.
Histon?
So I started there when they were there. It's on the edge of Cambridge, northern edge of Cambridge.
Okay, yep.
And I started there when they were in the division below the Conference South. I can't remember what it's called back then. And they got promoted after 2 seasons there. And the crowds were like 120 people, something like that.
Yeah.
And then they got promoted to the Conference South. and I think they the next season they got promoted then to the conference proper.
Yeah.
So I'd been there for like 3 years, 4 years by then as the stadium announcer. I had this stupid voice that I did for it. And then I got to the conference proper and sacked me for someone off local radio. No loyalty.
No.
Back-to-back relegations followed.
Coincidence? We think not. So,
but
yeah.
on their promotion, they had John Beck as the assistant manager, who was manager in all but name. And he was from he got Cambridge United almost into the Premiership. I think they were one game away from getting into the Premiership, and he basically played anti-football. So they would just in Cambridge United, it was all the tricks in the book. So you'd paint the away team dressing room pink, soften up the players, and remove all the light bulbs, and the showers would only be cold. And he'd have he was all about the long ball, ball.
He liked a long throw in, didn't he?
He did. So that as well. And so the wings of the pitch would have the grass grown extra long, so you get some more loft on the ball. And he had inspirational messages like zigzag to the onion bag, because it was all about getting out wide and then knocking it back in. He once fined a player 2 weeks' wages because the interior of his car was too dirty.
No. That's old. That is old school to the max.
Proper old school. But so he was at Histon. They had some good players, but he maintained. It was the ugliest football you've ever seen. They just had a couple of massive centre backs, the ball in into them, and they just lump it into the box over and over and over and over and over again until someone got a tap and they'd win 1-0. It was just horrendous anti-football.
If it works, though.
It got them to the heady heights until they got too big time, and they're proper non-league now.
Yeah, there's a lot of clubs really in the same situation where they've got to a point and then just met their ends basically with the finances and met the level, and then they end up dropping down 3 or 4 leagues. So same with Hinckley. But by the way, what I will say, Hinckley, if they're listening, I'm sure they are. Unbelievable club for the level. Honestly, it's a massive club. And hopefully we can help them get to where they were. But football's football's so stressful. It's unbelievable. I'll tell you, as men like we are, football and dog racing and gambling, it's an early death. It is an early death.
We love it though, don't we?
We do love it. Yeah, we do love it. We love it on a good day anyway. But it's an early death, honestly.
You can make some good pals through dog racing. As an adult and a male, it's quite hard to make friends, new friends. And I've made friends for life through this sport. You get proper decent, salt of the earth, generous, kind people in this game. I mean, there's some absolute rotters as well. Don't get me wrong. But there's a good core, good lads.
I find that, and dog racing, once you're in dog racing, it's impossible to get out. You can't not get out of it. And I found that it takes over your life to a degree. Even though you might not be in it involved, it takes over your life. Like if I see PL, for example, I haven't seen him in, say, 6 months. I could sit on a table with him and talk all day, hours about basically just about dog racing, really. And I just think that once you're in dog racing, you're in it for life. And it's similar to friends, really. Like a lot of my friends don't understand it; they don't get it. But it's just really, it's just really weird, really. But once you know people in it, and you know the dogs, for me, it's the best thing in the world. Football, obviously, I love football, but dog racing, it's my escape from football.
Yeah,
love dog racing, and you can sit on a podcast Saturday night and have a drink and do your brains in, can't you? As well at the same time, so
SpaceJet 1.46 now as the money
got shorter,
coming to the market.
Shorter.
What a race this is coming up now.
So this is the point where I'm sitting at home alone on a Saturday night and I go,
press the klaxon.
No, I go, what can we do to be clever in this market? And I fucking lump on I Am's a Royal. and then I see I Am's a Royal come third because Blueberry Bullet's coming in second, and I've not backed SpaceJet.
Yeah.
2 to 5 on the SOS price.
My
Space
friend
Jet,
just asked me to bet Royal to place. He just did it as well, by the way. I just
Fair enough.
don't see how. I think the biggest danger is one leading and four somehow getting tangled. Just getting tangled up.
The problem with a race
Still
over
winning.
this distance is if you get tangled at the 6th, 7th, 8th bend, you're quite tired by that point, and to
Yeah.
get yourself going again takes quite a lot of effort.
Yeah. It does. Is it not just a case of full win? I'm going to get my charge from my Mac, so bear me 2 seconds. 2 seconds, lads.
What do you think, PL?
I think
Is this a-
4 will win, yeah.
Space
think-
Jet for a win?
I think 4 will beat 1, yeah. I can't see any angles really. Obviously, I think when they first went up with Antigua Lava in the race, they went up evens, and then she quickly went sort of 4 to 6, 8 to 13, and then of course all those people that have bet the evens are going to end up with 2 to 5 anyway, which I'm laughing, but it's not funny. But no, it's annoying. But
would you make Space Jet a bet, or would you just enjoy watching the race?
yeah, it's a tricky one because I've not really priced this race up, I must admit, and I kind of just think she'll win.
Yeah.
So I'll probably make a really short, but
I think 2 to 5 is the right price.
Well,
Yeah.
It is now the 3's out the race because the
Yeah.
3 was another potential blocker, wasn't it? But
yeah,
I don't think Space Bet's that slow that it couldn't go around second to Blueberry Bullet in this. Well, maybe 6 on the outside might be, but out the strong dogs, they'd probably go around. You could clear Brandy, and it should lead my I Am's a Royal, who has been an absolute, like PL mentioned earlier, has been an absolute superstar. To get the 3 finals, and this is some going in it.
yeah. Yeah.
Is there a twist in this race?
Yeah, I am so
Is it a
Blueberry
straightforward
Bullet
Space
could
Jet?
win it. They could win it.
Right, will 58.60 win this race?
Let's go. We all fancy it. Let's go 150 quid.
Are we on? We're on.
We're on.
I'll
I've
tell you
got
what,
to say, I am impressed with Matchbook.
What
It's
thing
my
I'll say is,
first go on the dogs. We're getting matched. The price are
I
pretty
don't know if
decent.
it's. I don't know if it. I mean, obviously, I hope that's because of the show. But I mean, there's enough volume in there at the moment to get a
Yeah.
good bet on if you want to bet.
There's £9,000 in the market. And considering all the
by the
other
time
sport that's been on today and what people have been up to.
No.
When do you think how long Betfair's been in a go? They've got 57 grand in this market, Betfair.
And the price are the same.
Yeah, and when you think how long they've been on the go, so to get sort of 10 grand by the off when it just starts off in a way, it's quite
Yeah.
good.
I've bet 4 and I've done 1 forward to saver as well, just in case one. I think one certainty to lead. Yeah, I just can't see anything not. I don't know. It's
4 to 9
so
now,
intriguing.
going out a little bit. Go wide. Can someone ask Dave Clark where the 4 to 5 Space Jet is? Could be the worst we've heard for a long time.
How much do you reckon people are betting on Space Jet right now? Like, what do you reckon the biggest bet is?
Someone's got to have had at least a bag on.
I reckon.
Yeah.
All right, here we go then, PL. Good luck.
Here we go.
What a race. What a race.
The TV Trophy final, £15,000 to the winner, and 2 complete circuits of the track. 955 metres the journey. Track 3 is vacant here, and the favourite is Track 4 Space Jet for Matthew Dartnell, away and racing. A fairly level line, but it is Blueberry Bullet that will lead into the turn. Ahead of the 6, Astrupi Senorita, and then in behind these comes Bocco's Brandy, and at the back of the pack is Iams a Royal and Space Jet. They reach the third turn, and Blueberry Bullet has a 3-length lead from Droopy Senorita in second. Look at Space Jet working into the contest, trying to get up on the inside of Bocco's Brandy around the fourth bend. They've got a full circuit to race, and it's still Blueberry Bullet with a 2-length lead from Droopy Senorita. Space Jet is getting ever closer now, just jumps over the back of the 6 dog slightly coming out of the 6th turn, and down the far side for the final time. It's Blueberry Bullet from Space Jet, who's looming large now. She goes round the outside of the 7th turn to challenge. Space Jet hits the front, and she's going to run away from her field here. Space Jet for Kian and Margaret Rushton is going to go and score in style. What a bitch she is. A staying sensation. She wins the TV Trophy final in style. Well done to Matty and TD. Space Jet.
Scary. Absolutely scary.
That was brilliant.
Because she's been chopped off. She's been cut off a few times as well in there.
Yeah.
One's an absolute credit to itself and the owners, by the way. But that's some run.
Yeah, a hell of a run.
Honestly, that is some run from because it's only been beat 5, let's say, and 4's got to it by like the 7th bend. That is some run, and yeah, honestly, you are watching an unbelievable greyhound there, an unbelievable animal there. So yeah, fair play to 4. Great run from 1 as well. Honestly, 1 fair play to Connections, but Space Jet. Just please enjoy them. Please, all promoters, tracks, whenever this dog runs at your track now, okay, please advertise it and market it because you are watching an absolute freak of an animal here. So please do it, okay, because that is a sensational run that I've just witnessed there, and we all have.
Really, really good. Really good.
It was superb. I mean, years ago, when you had a dog like that, you had like Ballyregan Bob Scarelog. They did a tour of the country, didn't they? And they packed gaps out, and they'd win most of the time, like Ballyregan Bog all the time.
Doesn't matter.
It was just like they'd done it properly. They probably paid them to take the dogs there, and the places were jam packed.
It's the manner of a victory, Paul, as well. The way that she's actually come from last to first.
Well, she's done it all wrong, hasn't she?
Yeah, and kind of special mention to Times of Royale. I know she's finished last there, but she is a legend in the staying ranks, and that was her swan song, and she probably was at the end of her career. And I cannot blame them for going for a 3rd TV Trophy tilt. She was good enough to get to the final. Fair play to her. Let's hope she enjoys her retirement. But it's kind of doth your cap now to the new staying sensation of Space Jet.
What I will say is, you've got a dog in Spartacus there who is the last dog to beat Jet. I think if you were to get that, if you were a Monmore, say, and you could get that over 800 meters kind of trip, I would be looking to get a 3-dog race of Blueberry Bullet, Space Jet, and Savannah Spartacus, and get it on. And I mean, get it on, because Blueberry Bullet would absolutely. It runs best over 800 meters less. We all know that now. We've seen that now, okay, right? And Spartacus is the last dog to beat Space Jet over a fair marathon trip. So for me, there's a opportunity there for somebody to get that race on. And let's make the most of these marathon dogs, because everyone loves marathon races. They're the most exciting things in the world. You've got a dog in Space Jet who's not early pace and led, has to come from behind. And it's exciting watching a dog come from behind against a dog that has to lead. So please, somebody out there.
Ryan, do you think that Belmore Sully would get 800 meters?
Belmore Sully is right. If you were to put a race over that distance tonight, no. Put a race over Monmore, say 8 bends, and start on maybe the 416 traps. Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. I mean, I'm not going to include Romford and Crayford in that to a degree, because I think they're different tracks. They're just different tracks, different animals. But get them over a shorter marathon trip, over a proper 4 bends as such. You've got 4 dogs there, and you know what? You might find 2 more, and you will literally make the interesting marathon racing max, because everyone loves marathon racing. And Space Jet is a superstar, and Blueberry Bullet, even, you know what, is a superstar as well, because that's an incredible race that has.
Yes.
Over 800 meters, say, for example. So yeah, please get the race on. Spartacus is at home, resting now, waiting to take them all on for the next year. So yeah, please sort this out, GBGB.
The heart that the one dog had to keep chasing then at the end, when being passed like that and finding a bit more to try and get back up. Really, really impressive. Should be a good Durando this year.
Oh, yes. Absolutely, a one-off race at Toaster, lovely, love.
And
you know what?
as-
Kev's gonna have Spartacus ready for that as well. Lucky
As Joe said, still got Savannah Volcano to come back. Absolutely.
Unbelievable. And we know how good that is. So, yeah, fresh as anything as well. And by looking at it, it's going to be ready for the Derby final night, isn't it? Ready for the Durando. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, they should do things like that. I think they should do. I noticed you said before, Ryan, about putting even sort of top dogs together and getting a sort of a Premier League, if you like, together. But they should try and get the top elite dogs in one-off races over different distances to cause that kind of interest, if you like, because there's a lot of dogs that probably are on the fringe, but not. They go off 33s and 50s. Can't really compete anyway.
No.
So therefore, why don't you try and get that upper echelon of that sort of match racing, like we did with Magic when she ran at Romford against Mark Wallace's dog. I think people they want to see that sort of thing. They want to see the top. The upper echelon of the stay-in fraternity, if you like, compete against each other.
I don't get why if you've got it's not like the four-bend scene where I mean, like, to the four-bend scene, I'm massive on getting the 6 best dogs for a 3-week competition, whatever it is. But when you've got such a niche market like the 6-bend dogs or marathon dogs, and you've got standout performers above the rest. Why would you not make the most of them when you've got them? Like when we had, say, Royale, Volcano, Space Jet last year, Lava, say, Blue Bullet now. Why would you not want them dogs touring the country, guaranteeing on prize money? Because I guarantee your footfall would increase, your interest in the betting product would increase, the interest in the ground racing as a whole, as a spectacle would increase. Why would you not want to push that? Because you've got opportunity here now with Spartacus, Space Jet, Bullet, and say 2 or 3 Volcano, 2 more to literally promote ground racing. And please do it honestly, because everyone loves marathon racing. Everyone loves the dynamics of it, where there's an early pace leader, someone that has to come from behind. Everyone loves that stuff. Okay, and you've got an opportunity there now to do. Space Jet's a superstar. Let's not waste what Royale was, a legend of the sport, unknown to the public.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's make Space Jet an absolute superstar now.
Yeah,
great opportunity now. Someone go and do it.
It would help if tracks actually race on a Friday and start night to run them.
Big time. Yeah. This 100%. Yeah, this meeting on a Saturday night is an absolute treat.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you're right. And to be fair, as a venue, as a track, Hove is one of the best tracks really to do it, hasn't it? So,
if it wasn't so far south, it would be an obvious Derby venue.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would.
But Toaster is the best facility. Just need to get those bends sorted out, Ryan.
Welfare, mate. All about welfare. All about welfare.
We did have a comment, quite cruel, earlier. I'll see if I can find it. Biggest gripe with Toaster, could have been the best track in the country, but turned out to be shocking. Dogs can't come from behind. It's like Monaco.
Right. I get really, you know what? I'll get pissed off with these comments, okay? Sorry, okay? Right. Sorry, okay? Right.
Don't apologise, man.
Just lay in.
So, right, okay. So, at Toaster, right, there's not many tracks where the best dogs come from behind. It doesn't happen, okay? If the best dog leads a race, it will win the race, okay? I don't care who you are. I'm sorry, I don't care who you are, okay, right?
Newcastle.
Best dogs win the race, okay, right? The first bet at Newcastle is fucking chaos at times. Okay, all right. Toaster, it is fucking really hard to pass at the bend. We get that. But the best dogs qualify for these finals and win these finals. Okay, so no matter what you say about it, standard dogs that seem to like Toaster. So last year, the final at Toaster, semi-final at Toaster were high quality. The best dogs seem to like it. So whether or not people don't like betting it, they like it for whatever reason.
They do, but the best dogs are being entered for a track that suits their style of running.
Okay, but how do they keep, if they don't suit their style of running, how do they keep qualifying?
Because you wouldn't enter a dog that doesn't run Toaster at Toaster.
So are you
Tom,
telling me
I'm
that
going to be
Falcon
really,
didn't
really
deserve to win
disappointed
the
if you
final last year?
haven't bet this 2-dog here at Shelbourne.
I've absolutely piled into it.
Paul, Tom, put the buzzer on above me, by the way, if I'm getting toast to fucking
No, we're
boring, by the way.
fine.
Honestly, please, mate. Honestly, do it.
Oh God.
You might
Hope
have
it
a chance.
stays.
You might have a
Oh,
chance.
hang on.
The one dog's been running sprints, so you might have a chance.
What you bet, by the way, lads? What we bet?
I've bet
Dog's
2.
back 2.
Right, good luck.
You're all right. One's been running sprints, so you'll be all right.
There
Off
we
he
go.
goes.
There we
Off he
go.
goes.
There we go. Flying, boys. Flying.
When you've got a system, you've just got to double down on it, especially after you've had.
See favourite, back favourite.
Ryan, you can put him into that category of leaving us out there, right? Because I noticed right at the last minute, it went to click and it's suspended.
Tom, I'm going to say, Tom, okay, you kept that very quiet, by the way, considering that considering that you know that I've had a few losers tonight, but I'm in good spirits.
But
And I followed you in tonight as a child.
Because I've made my system extremely clear, of just absolutely piling into short price Shelbourne dogs. So I don't feel I need to present it on every occasion.
The thing with Toaster now with me, then, whenever I bet a Toaster, I fucking lose. And now when I talk about Toaster, I fucking cost me money as well.
that's it, yeah.
Not a good thing.
I felt aggrieved as well, Ryan, I must admit.
I do have a theory that Toaster is cursed. And I think we need to get Priest down or similar to try and lift the curse.
You know when you watch races again, Paul would take, because me and Paul did a lot of studying in terms of like last year's derby. I was in the pocket, whatever, and you watch a race, and like I'm sure we all do. We kind of like base our judgment off a level-ish break, like based on give or take, and then you bet a race. And a dog just finds 2 lengths out of the traps randomly. And you're kind of like going, well, where's that come from? Like, how? I can't account for that kind of thing. But again, what I'll say is the best dogs seem to run Toaster pretty well. Like a Bubbly Apache in trap 6, didn't lead, it won. Like it was a good juvenile final. Like the Brisbane final was a really good final. Thor Falcon was desperate in the final.
Right. I think Ryan, I think
it's a myth that people don't win at Toaster.
No, I don't know. It's a myth, but I do think that sometimes it gets a bit of a rough deal, Toaster, because what happened was because of COVID. Obviously, there was a lot of financial pressure put on Kevin during COVID to get things right, and then what happened was I think he kind of limped in, and then the traps were wrong, and then certain things were wrong, and then he developed it as he went along. And people being people, and it is sort of human nature, all the knives came out and the criticisms came out, and some of that criticism then sticks, you know?
Yeah.
And it does. And I kind of think sometimes it is a bit of a strange track. I go there, and I've said it, I commentated there for the derby, and it's a beautiful, beautiful venue. When you if you go there, it's got that feel good factor. It has, and I'll defy anyone to tell me any different. There. And you're right. Some people moaned about they couldn't get a drink and stuff like that. Well, like Kevin will. He
won't be happening this year. This year won't happen. Won't happen this year.
He'll address that, and I do.
Only quick wait, and we're going to it. Right,
I do agree.
We'll come back to it, Tom.
We will come back to it. Really good comment from Warren. I'll save that for the next race. What do you fancy?
2. Not funny. It was. Yeah, I just think it can clear the dogs
It's
either
becoming
side.
Quite a nice price again now. PL?
2. We'll price it.
Oh, it's gone up even more. I got it at 2.88, which I think is quite a good price.
Yeah, no, it's a bet. That's a bet. Yeah, it's a bet.
An attractive price. It was dipped below about 2.5 at one point. I was erring, but a 2.88, I think it's very backable.
The one thing with Ivy Hill Sky, it's one of those greyhounds. I got to tell you, this is one of those Mark Wallace greyhounds that a bit like a Drum Crow Brent dog, that they've not got much of anything, and they're not really stunning, startling greyhounds, but they win races. Mark,
He's won Cat 1s this dog, hasn't he?
yeah, Mark seems to put them in the right races and get the best out of them. Ivy Hill Sky High has won 20 races from 67. That is some strike rate in the quality of competition that he's running against. That is some strike rate, and he kind of missed it out of 3 last time, and he kind of lurched in. I think two
wins.
is probably his ideal box.
2 wins last week. Like you say, Paul was desperate last week. Wanted trap 1 or 2. It's got a slowest dog in 1. This leads and wins. And yeah, Tom, you've seen it? Have more on. Honestly, now this will win. I have bet this big. Okay, this is one of my nets.
I had it quite a tight race. I did fancy the 2, but I had it quite a tight race.
2 early pace, always led. 3 be dangerous, but 2
3 is some kind of danger to.
Weirdly,
chances if breaking, because
is there any factor of the Japanese lagers talking, Ryan?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Well, I fancied 2 at my brains at 9 o'clock this morning, so
could have been left over from last night.
If anything, the Japanese lagers made me fancy even more. So yeah, and at 2.94 match book, I think you go. Cheers, mate. Thank you. We'll have that.
That is a nice price.
Yeah, it's a decent price, to be fair.
Can I say one thing, by the way? And my best friend is going out with Louise Wah, who owns Fahim Rebel 5. What a dog, by the way, 5 is. She'll kill me if I don't say it, but what a dog 5 is. Got to the quarterfinal last year, Derby. Got its legs shattered at the pickup when it qualified in the 3rd round. And it's gone on to win, I think, the 4 out of the last 6 races at Toaster. It's flying around there. So, yeah, like I said, 5 is just an unbelievable dog. I have to give it a shout out because, yeah, it deserves it. But I'm afraid to say you're going to come 2nd to 2 here. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think 3 is a key.
He's on the drift. He's getting really big.
Yeah, if 3 comes out, it could cause 2 something to think about. So I think we need a snappy break from 2 to get us into to hold a pitch against 3. Here we go then. And they're away and racing, and 6 flashes out the wide outside, and 3 gets a decent break as well. And into the turn, Stripes of 6 tries to cut across the field. Freaky Pumba from up on the inside, Make Noise, who just got checked in the stride there. And down the back straight, it is Freaky Pumba that has a length and a half lead from 5, who Fine Rebel is now looming in the wing mirrors up on the outside and just edges on. It is now of the 5 dog, Form Rebel, that's going to go on to score. Stays well, and he's back. What a performance that was.
By the way, what a dog. By the way, I told the connections, don't run it at Hove, keep it at Toaster now because you're going for the Derby, and they've just shut me up, to be honest, yeah. That's unbelievable dog.
Look where it is at that point.
Oh, the dog is unbelievable, honestly. Honestly, I'm so happy for that dog. I'm so happy for it.
Got a bump there as well, big bump.
It was a good thing for it though, the 6 getting on the skin, because it left the outside. It likes being out the trap 6 itself, doesn't it? So it left the outside.
Absolutely. I mean, 6 did
move middle.
Yeah.
2 ain't come away like I thought it was going to. But now, you know what? I mean, look where 5 is at the first bend. It's 5th last. Managed to ride the bump, and then 5 is an unbelievable dog, and I wish them all the best in the Derby, by the way, because it'll take 3 good dogs to knock that out the first 3 in races. Yeah. So, fair play to it. And Scott T, as you've seen there, Tom, has just come in. Oi. He is the boyfriend of the owner of 5. I mean, what a dog. And, I wish them all the best for the Derby. And I will be cheering them on, honestly. If I lose to that dog, I'll never mind.
Yeah, he's November 17, but he's had 33 runs now, so...
Do you remember when he first came onto the scene? I think someone called it like the fastest dog in the UK. And it's one of the comments where you shouldn't have. Unfortunately, he got injured. But the dog's he's changing on his style slightly. I think he actually wants further to be. I think it's craving out for 6 pence. But it's a really, really good winner from them. So, and I think they're gonna have a double, by the way, because I've got Ranchers Tigger in the last race as well for the kennel. So. Yeah, I think they're going to have a nice double there. But now, well done, 5. Well done to my mate Scott as well.
My God, this photo of Ian Fortune has definitely been photoshopped.
Yeah.
I feel like he's looking directly into my soul.
Yeah.
It's a big final, isn't it? Next race, it's Shelbourne. So that's why they'll stick it on. The 600 final.
Is there a fav?
Well, 6 was the one that they put up anti-post, wasn't it? But if 3 comes out like it did last week, that'll win, I think. But it doesn't normally come away. It absolutely pinged out last week.
9:24. All for the best.
Tom, I'm just trying to remember the really good bits that Richard Yates had. We had some kind of connection with the breeding. Freedom Emma. Do you remember Freedom Emma that Richard Yates had? I'm not sure she won the Oaks. I think she won the Oaks. Yeah, she won the Oaks. And we had the similar a litter, a really good litter. We had about 5 out the litter that were really similarly bred to her. We had lots of fun with them. But Richard Yates is one of those trainers that kind of goes under the radar a little bit, but Jesus, he's done
his kennel.
Wonders with Fawn
The
Rebel.
kennel is honestly, the kennel's flying, and I generally mean it. Like in terms of open and graded, I think Rancher's Tigger's a really, really fast bitch. Just don't take the toast a while. Reb, as you see, is flying now. He's been 2 out of 2 now in really good standard races as well. And the graded races are just running out the skin. So yeah, it's a really undervalued kennel. I think we know that about the Weatherwolves as well, similar thing. But yeah, but their dogs are flying. So if you do see a dog that you think's got a chance, then yeah, please back their dogs because they're running out the skin at the moment.
Yeah, actually, Lorraine just passed something to me. If you remember, Freedom Emma's owner was Stuart Lockhart, who was, I think he was in the Federation, the Breeders' Forum or something like that, and he was a big welfare kind of activist. And he died of cancer in 2009. But he was a big supporter of Richard Yates at the time. And as I say, I think that it was that 2010 era where, like, Lorraine had obviously Spirit and Louis in 2007, and we had a kind of period of time from there through to 2010 where we had some really, really good greyhounds. And I say that the litter from Richard Yates's breeding as well was really, really successful for us. But yeah, it's those small kennels, Ryan. Sometimes you kind of think, yeah, fair play to them, didn't you? Do you know what I mean? So they work hard, and Fawn Rebel's one of those dogs that he's kind of come back. He's come back from a career-ending injury. Used to Tavati, and
it was done. And Dave Mitchell, we have to cut our good friend Dave Mitchell here. Gave her the Tavati. I'm gonna if every time I mention it, Dave, you owe me a shot at Derby before, not by the way. But yeah, and there's an arrogance in ground racing where because you don't have the best owners in terms of giving you the 50k, 40k dogs, that you're not a good trainer. And I think that the one good thing with us lads on here is we know how good the Weatherwell kennel are, who don't necessarily have the best dogs at their disposal. And having, like I said, my mate, by the way, that's Scott T, Tom, who's commented saying he's had a nice double on the kennel double.
Is that Mr. T Welshie, the king of NFTs?
It's Scott T. It's actually Scott T.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scott T's. So yeah, but that kennel, they look after their dogs like the pets, kind of thing. And yeah, they don't get the best dogs, but they make the best. They get the best out of their dogs as such. So yeah, I mean, by the way, me personally, I really hope Rancher's Tigger wins, and I think it's a big prize. So, but yeah, there's a bit of an arrogance in ground racing where you think that the Wallaces, the Jansons, even though they are deservedly up there.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Other kennels out there.
Brian, I totally agree with you that it's good. It's good that the smaller kennels do get that success, and you know, he's one of the. I think again, he's a feel good factor story, isn't he? Fawn Rebel, in that we all knew he was a good dog. He looked a good Derby dog, and then they had to pull him out at the late stage, and you just think, Jesus, I feel for those. And yet, that's it. He's finished. And yet, like you say, with the Tavati, like what a success story that's been. Fair play, David Mitchell, big advocate of the game. and it's worked for them, and he's come back probably equally as good dog, and his style of running means that he's that good competition dog. So yeah, fair play to him. Let's hope he goes deep in the Derby this year.
You do about to knock him out. That's all I said. And go wide. I actually fancy track 1 at Romford. So you've said keep an eye on it. I remember saying I fancy track 1 at Romford. I had my brains. It was 9-4 in the racing post. It's 11-10 now. If it just turn the bend, then it means 5 lengths. But it is not running at its best. So yeah, I just seen that comment there. But track 1 at Romford. Honestly, this should shit in because it's been. I've been betting it in better races, and it's been running, showing no early pace, getting held up, running on. Honestly, this is the equivalent. This is as close to an S3, S2 as you'll get. And this dog really on a clear run would be your top S1 dog. So yeah, you're getting even money 11-10 on Matchbook for a dog that really should be 4-6. I'm guessing now.
Let's have a look. I wish we could put the races up on here. We've made inquiries, see if there is somewhere.
One thing I'll say, Tom, is, and just about myself, Saturdays are so my betting is all around A1, A2, S1, S2, D1, D2, and open race. Saturdays are my biggest. I went to bed last night at 3 o'clock studying. I woke up at 5 o'clock to study for 3 hours before going to work today. Like Saturdays are the biggest day for high grade racing you'll get. And track 1 was on my list, and the racing post it was 9-4. I text my mate saying, "Please have what you want on it," but it's
been smashed 4-5 now.
Honestly, they must have heard. I made it a 4-6 shot, so yeah. So if you've got on, honestly, I hope it wins for you. Honestly, I ain't bet it, but I hope it wins. It's different class to these.
It's not trapped too well. 4's leading from 2. 1 on the inside.
It should win from there.
But the 1 has got the 2 in its sights as they turn the second bend.
Good, Tom.
Well, 3's just
done 3 leads the 2. But here comes 1. Closing with every stride.
Up, is it?
They're bunching. But here comes 1. No.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go. Up. Just by the way, I'd have been sweating my buckets off. If I'd have, honestly, I haven't bet it. If you have, I'm so happy you bet it. But fuck me, that's made it harder work than I thought it was going to be hard work. But well done.
I must admit, Ryan, I got to tell him, I'm very disappointed for a 4-6 charge to sweat like that, mate.
Oh, Shelbourne.
You know what? Paul. I'm not going to bite. Paul. Wait. A bit.
Now, I like the 4 here. I like the 4 over the 6. It has to lead. It absolutely has to lead. But I think it's got every chance of doing so. So I'm going against the Tom Francis algorithm and looking at form, which is dangerous, isn't it? But I'm choosing the 4 over the 6 here.
There we go. Now 4 over 6.
Are you talking Shelbourne?
I'm talking Shelbourne.
Sentimental lad, right?
It does look like the tractor's broken down on the track.
Exactly. I think
that's why you've done that.
I show the picture just hasn't frozen. That block moving on the bend.
No. There's definitely someone there.
No, the tractor's just there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the guy who stood on the bend. Oh yeah, it's people moving. I just didn't know whether
he's just very still. Maybe he's a scarecrow. There's an awful lot going on for this time of the night.
When you were talking about Toaster earlier, I think one of the problems with it, taking away the track, is that when they were getting criticised and dogs were hanging themselves in the traps and stuff like that, if you mentioned anything on Twitter, the cult came out and you were sort of like, don't put that up.
You know when you said the call, you know when you said the call.
Yeah, I did say that right, yeah.
Honestly, no, sorry, 2 people. Yeah. Who I both love a lot, by the way. But yeah, so it wasn't like, so it's the weird thing with it, okay? So one person can speak one person can defend a track, and then suddenly that person speaks for the whole track, for example. Like, it's not a case of that.
Yeah.
And you know what? Peter Hand and Mark, let's call them Peter Hand and Mark. Peter Hand promotes Toaster than anyone else I've met,
There's
honestly.
more people than them. But I mean, you saw
Like
dogs.
who?
You've seen dogs hanging themselves in the traps, and they wouldn't have
Bad.
anything wrong with the trap.
Really shit, by the way, that was.
It was, and they wouldn't have anything said against a track. And if you said it against a track, then it drag things up saying, "Oh, you only saying it because of your kennel or whatever." And I'm not. I'd say the same about any track. If it was the same thing where the traps were, I mean, I slaughter Romford all the time.
You do, yeah. Nah, mate, you do,
right? And I'm not just so now I don't like to say I watch Toast on a Sunday afternoon and I have the odd bet, and I'll just don't say anything about it. It is what it is, and like you say, tracks the best dogs. It's good racing, but it's just whatever reason it just doesn't float my boat either.
There's
because
something
of the
about
way
it.
the race
No. There is something about the bends, and I don't admit that puts people off. And so right, I never bet Toasted grading, okay? Having been more involved in Toasted grading now, I've started to understand the levels of grader racing. I now have more bets of Toasted grader racing. So I think you have to watch the track more. I bet every Sunday at Toaster, because I go there, and you understand the level of dogs that enter dogs in open racing, for example. There's levels towards it. I have more bets now. As a passive observer, I can understand why you wouldn't. Tell me why, though. Please, and I get now. Like so they fix the traps. I get that. Whatever, I get that. Okay, and it needs to be fixed. Okay, why wouldn't you support Toaster? Like, please tell me why you wouldn't. If you love Greyhound racing,
no, I agree.
Not support
Ryan,
Toaster?
I do agree with you. I understand what you're saying. There's that kind of there's that balance between seeing what is really there and then kind of pretending what isn't, and that's the difference. You can cast a positive light on something that probably doesn't want a positive light put on it. So you need to address the issues that are there. You need to be realistic and live in the real world. But you're right. A lot of what's wrong is basically a financial concern, and it's the same with what's happening at Lifford. You know, Kevin's trying to do the best for the tracks that he's acquired. You know, like for instance, I suppose I looked at say Suffolk Downs / Mildenhall the other day, and I look at all the
Paul. By the way, I'm really sorry. By the way, I make track 1 here a fucking really good bet. I'm really sorry, Paul, but it's about to go in. By the way, I have backed track 1. I'm saying now, I bet £60 at 5-1 on track 1. Okay, I make it a good bet. It doesn't run Toast to the first bend. If you watch it race at Toast to first bend, it comes away average, paces up, hits the rail for whatever reason. Okay, and then tails off. If it leads tonight, it will win. It's full of a bunch of like marathon runners. I think it will lead 6 on level break, and yeah, I'll bet track 1 at a good price tonight at 5-1. So sorry, Paul. By the way, sorry.
No, it's fine. No,
I've had
right.
a fun score. Anything else to add, MPL?
I think 6 will win, and I think 5 will go close. That's me.
Paul, over to you, mate.
I think 4 and 5.
Please cheer on 1, Paul. Please, 4 on 1.
I think 4 and 5 have got awful draws. For me, it's 2 runners, 1 and 6. Whatever leads out of them 2 things probably win.
6.
Right, here we go then.
An interesting race.
Yeah, this is the longer run to the bend for the 6 bend. Coral Superstairs over 740 metres away and racing, and 3 bounces out the boxes. Chris Lemblin, but he's quickly passed by Burgess Elite, the class dog of the race. Now kicks on for John Mullins, and that's a 4-length lead coming out the second bend ahead of Rancher's Tigger. They cross the winning line with a full circuit to race, and Burgess Elite. He's in a bit of a hurry here. He's gone 5 lengths clear, round bends 3 to 4, and Burgess Elite has now a 6-length lead at the 3/4 mark ahead of Rancher's Tigger. You need binoculars in behind him because Burgess Elite, class dog here, has gone well clear of 1 and 3 in behind, who are punching out for the minor honours.
Legs have fallen off.
Elite has a big lead here. He's tried to come back to him, but no dangers. 6 wins from 1 and 3.
Not by much.
I think it cramped off a last bender.
Yeah, me
I think
too.
you're right.
Me
He's
too.
still in front, by the way. All right.
It is.
Yeah.
Good winner. Good winner. One's run really well, by the way. I think happy if you own one. It hasn't led and it's still stayed on okay. But yeah, the class dog of the race has won. So fair play to it.
Yeah. He won nice. He's a good dog. I think he ran against Iams a Royal and the Lava dog, Antigua Lava as well, and he nearly came round against them over 6.95. I just thought this would suit him. I just thought he'd get to the front. He's not a straightforward dog. This dog by any means, but you get this dog off the front, and his quality. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're correct, Tom. Yeah.
We saw him run at like 2 to 5 or something around Romford, I think, didn't we? Just before we stopped.
That was my commentary, my famous commentary.
Yeah, no, I think he's a fast dog. This dog, he's a quirky, quirky dog, but he's fast, and he's going to be a better dog when he's on an uncontested lead. And you kind of went on the running, and I thought, well, who's going to pick him up then? But no, he's just. You're right. He's probably cramped. He's probably cramped.
I think he's cramped off a lot.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he has cramped. I think he's cramped. And
when he does it right, he's a very fast dog.
Yeah, he is a quick dog. He's a very quick dog. He's up like we mentioned about 6 bend dogs, 8 bend dogs. He'd be up with the fastest. He'd be good enough to go in the Ledger final.
Well, you would imagine after winning it last year, even though it's a drop down and trip like the Space Jet, Colovan the Anti, Belmore, Sally, him, you would think all them Blueberry Bullets are all going to be heading to the Ledger, you would think, wouldn't you?
They will be, mate. Yeah, and it'll be a quality Ledger.
Yeah, there'll be some competition.
And I'm sure that Mark Moisley will be advertising it as a competition to follow.
Oh.
What has happened at Shelbourne? Did that tractor break down?
It might have done. Because they're interviewing Matt at the moment with Space Jet.
Matt's one of those people that could be literally any age.
How old's Matt, Lorraine? Well, just TD 17.
Where would you put the spread? 38?
Yeah, it could be getting on for 40, Matt.
I'm going to look it up.
Could easily be getting on for 40. TD 70. He's got 3 daughters and a son, TD.
Right. I found him on Company's House. 1981. So that would make him
41.
41.
Yeah, 40. I said 40.
40, is it?
41, yeah.
I'm first and second in the Masters at this point, so the anti-post, so at least that's going all right.
Who have you got?
Scheffler, Smith, and Lataurus are the 3 who got through. The other 2 got knocked out, but I think it was 20 Scheffler. Smith's just gone second. But I did do a little dabble on Smith, I think, at about 5 or something like that on BetDAC. And it's 80. The winner is 80, and I think you get 50 or 60 for second. So if we can, something like that, that'll be a decent return.
There was a comment when we were talking about quality of venues earlier.
Go on.
I'd rather stand in a tin shed but have a good running track. I kind of know. It's why I love Henlow. The stand there is literally a tin shed.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, that's what a lot of tracks you brought on, wasn't it?
Had one of my best nights out of all time that involved Henlow. So me and a couple of lads went down to Arsenal and it was the last game of the season. It was one where either Arsenal or Tottenham would finish fourth, getting the Champions League, and I think Tottenham ended up getting beaten by Newcastle. So we finished fourth, most unexpectedly because we've been shite all season. So we had a good drink. In fact, me and my mate spent the entire second half in the concourse so we could carry on drinking and just watch the rest of the game from there. And then we got the train up. We were getting the train home, and I remember Lackenbell, our bitch, was running at Henlow.
All right, yeah.
Got off the train at Henlow because, somewhere near Henlow. So that was one of the stops on the way back. Went over there, and it was just one of those days you just can't stop backing winners. I think I backed like 8 winners on the bounce. Had all the lads on it. Really good. Lackenbell, I think, came second. Taxi back to Cambridge and went to 3 nightclubs because I think one closed at midnight, one at 2 a.m., one at 3 a.m. or something like that. Good, really good day of drinking. Good. Wake up the next morning, phone works. I'm just not. I can't come in. Too drunk to get there. And they were like, "No, you've got to come in. You've got to come in." I was like, "All right, I'll come in for midday." So I got a taxi to work at midday, and got home at 6 or 7 in the evening, and went in. The entire house was like walking into a sauna. So what's going on here? And I'd left the shower on for the entire day. I'd got up, I'd got in the shower, had a shower, got out of the shower, dried off, shaved, brushed my teeth, done my hair, all with the shower running next to me. Still managed to leave, get dressed, and yeah.
How drunk were you? Was it a good night?
Yeah, it was one of the best. One of the best.
Okay, now things you do when you drunk, by the way.
Yeah.
Right. Waking up, get this hot in here. I'll let the shower on.
It was the middle of winter. No, it wasn't actually. It was September. Well, when it was the end of the season, it was September. It was cold. I remember having all the doors open.
What price will Beach Avenue be here, by the way?
They haven't run the final yet, have they?
Have they not?
No.
We're still a race behind.
Oh, the tractor's gone.
Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah.
See, this is that race you're on about, Ryan, for Trump's benefit and Candyman starting on the bend there, the 600.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
Absolutely different.
That's a hell of a run, isn't it?
Absolutely brilliant.
It is, yeah. It is.
It's another distance, like people say they don't use enough. Like, don't use this enough. Like the 500 Central Park, the 515 at Hove. Newcastle used to be 500 when they knocked that down to 480. When it was 500, that was a
proper
run. My mate used to have going back a lot of years ago, my mate used to have a Greyhound called Guilty Man, and he ran in handicaps all the time off the back. And he'd be given 20 metres away. And some of the runs he done round there off the back with that 500. But it wouldn't have been the same if it was 480. He would never have got there. But the 500, the amount of dogs you pick up in the last sort of 10, 15 metres is unbelievable. Some of the runs. But
it's the same with the sixpence as well. They don't use one more the proper sixpence, 684.
Yeah,
Newcastle, is it 710? 7, whatever it is.
Yeah.
The Hove. They're the rest of Hove tonight, in fairness. Unbelievable race.
Yeah, they've had some good. It's nice having all the different distances, hurdles.
Absolutely.
I like a bit of variety.
I've got no issue with the 6:30 start at Monmore, for example. If it's on a meeting with 684 starts with 4 bent, you know what I mean? I've got no interest. I've got no issue with it. But it
just annoys you that races.
It's the same race all the time.
Well, it annoys you because they're starting race on the bend as well, isn't it? And they're going about welfare. How can that be like?
You played here, Tom?
I've just had a fun score on the 4. I do fancy it. It ran so well last week. If it pings like it did last week, it's two lengths better than anything else in the race.
Well, you have to hope that 3 doesn't ping like it did last week then. It doesn't normally, man. Where 4 more consistent at the boxes.
I'll bet 6. So let's see how we go. I'll bet 6. Let's see how we go.
I bet 6 say 4.
6 is obvious.
Is it? Does it stay 6?
3's come away again. Go on, son.
Pinged too well there.
Get round. Get ruined.
Fast fit Paddy's led again.
Yeah, you'd expect that to have led though. Three's still a runner here. Wickleys doesn't tangle with one.
Yeah, there's a long way to go.
Who happened? Yeah, I'm not as strong as when he is strong.
Yeah,
second winning line it was well. That stayed a lot better tonight than it has been the early round.
Yeah, it has.
Good dog run there, man. The wins plenty.
Nick Brandish won't talk about the things we do when we're drunk, right? I won't ask.
Nick is my cousin. He had a stinker today, so you can say nothing about today. Okay, he had a stinker performance today for Hinkley. He actually played okay, to be fair to him. He's just really unfit. But yeah, I'm not giving any better for that. He had a stinker today. Let's just put it out there.
Couple of minutes till the lucky last. What do we fancy?
One.
The lucky last. So I fancy. Oh, this is tough. This is tough.
No, let's not have that sort of talk.
Bear me 2 seconds, mate. Then I'm going to try and find some sort of
PL.
I think there's a fair bet in track for a place.
Yeah, runs on like a train, doesn't he?
That'd be me.
I could not fancy 5 and 6 at my arsehole. One. So based on last week, if you base one on his last run, one will go very close to this. 3, I'll tell you what. If one took 3 will lead the race. 3 will lead, in my opinion. 3 will lead the race. If you watch one last time out, it flew. When you watched it, though, against Global Vision when it didn't lead, it completely sacked it off. And that put me off a little bit by 1. I think 1's really well drawn. I think 2 doesn't want to be in trap 2. I think 1's got the best drawn dog of the race. I just did not like how it ran against Global Vision when it didn't lead. It's put me off that. I think 4 will place. So if you're betting 4 to place, I think you've got a great chance. I would go 4 to beat 1 and 3 if I was going to put up 3 dogs. So yeah, 4 to beat 1 and 3. I think 3 will lead the race. So if you think leader's chance 3, then yeah, play it. If 1 wants to come away better and maybe turn handy, then yeah. But I didn't like the way it ran again on the 26th of March. So yeah.
We played here, Tom.
Sure.
Yep.
What we done?
£84.94 on 4 to place.
Got a good chance there in fairness to you.
Right.
Well, £93.85.
We had a go here, didn't we?
The lucky last.
We had a go, yeah. Yeah, for none. 515 metre the journey. Open race over 515 metres, hair behind traps. And away and racing. 2 moves off a true line, but leads into the turn. Darren Safford Boss goes on from Droopy Supremo up in the outside. Then in behind these comes the red Dreamers United. Looking for the 4, Amaze Me Zeb, who will be staying on, but will need room and a bit of luck into the 3rd turn. But 2 it is, Dreamers United, with around about a length and a half lead. From the 6, here comes 4, Amaze Me Zeb, who's starting to power on late in the day. The blue jacket, Darren Safford Boss.
Superb,
Get in!
4, Amaze Me Zeb.
Lucky last.
Easy. Place
Superb,
bet.
boy.
Well done, PL.
Unmatchable.
Well done, PL.
Great
Boys,
stuff,
we've ended
guys.
the night in profit.
Great stuff, guys.
Yeah, 2
Best
moves
stand
up
dog in the
and
race.
actually hit 3, but didn't really matter, did it? Just went on and dominated.
We've turned £500 into £555.
That is what we love to see.
Can't beat a bit of profit.
And you'll take a profit. It's been very up and down. If we strung 1 or 2 more winners together, it would have been a very nice night. And to be fair, I've been back in Shelbourne on my own. And you add those in, we'd be close to a bag, I reckon.
You can't beat a bit of profit, though.
You
Remember
absolutely can't.
Yeah.
Right, I need to go and change some nappies. It's been emotional, boys. I've enjoyed it. It's good
I've
to be
loved it
back, isn't
tonight.
it?
Nah, it's great. It's been great, mate. Absolutely
Very
great.
good. Thanks, lads.
Very good.
Thanks
Thank
for
you
letting
very
me on, by the
much.
way. I appreciate it. It's been a really good
Yeah, it's a
night.
good chat.
It's
It's a
been
good
good.
chat.
Thank you, Watty. Thank you,
Right.
Ryan. It's been a pleasure.
Cheers all. Thank
Good
you,
night,
guys.
all.
Thank you.
Cheers.